What's up, tricksters and tricksetas? Welcome to another Tier 3 sub VOD review presented by my favorite rating coach, CHARLATAN Papito. Today at our coaching table, we have our friend Ezric. He is a Diamond 2 Omen main playing on Ascent. This is the first time we're going to be doing these live VOD reviews in a different way. So today, Ezric is going to be joining us on Discord and he's going to be live here. So there's not going to be a dead silence anymore when I'm thinking, which is kind of bad because I already do a lot of coaching and I really love silence and talking to myself because I really can't stand the human interaction anymore. But okay, so let's first go through, Ezric's post, and then we're gonna invite him to join us here. Ezric is from France, Viva la France. I played the game since 2021 and really grinded and ranked in around mid-2023. I would like to be able to progress more and be able to reach the top ranks. I think my biggest issue is my mental. I'm not sure how to really fix it. I've tried a lot of things, but I never feel like I'm playing at my best and always lack confidence. I feel blocked by something that I don't know. I can't play like I used to play before, even though I'm doing the same warm-up aim training rituals. My dude is doing the rituals, bro. My dude is performing voodoo magic to get in a match of Valorant. Okay. My decision making is lacking confidence, and I've played since the start of the year and never went more than Diamond 2. Well, I have bad news for the people watching this stream on Twitch and YouTube. I already have a private pre-recorded coaching videos that cover all of these topics, so I'm not gonna waste my time on this shit. I'm simply gonna give you the videos, give you the solutions, you apply them, everything is good, everything is nice. I like to play agents that duels a lot, like Chamber Jet, but I also play a lot of Omen. I have an aim train on Kovacs, and I also have a 15-ish minutes warm-up routine that has always worked very well before. 5-minute Kovacs, especially tracking minor adjustments. If I'm in range, 30 bots plus free shooting, 5-10 minutes deathmatch, focus on my crosshair placement. I'm looking to know the big mistakes I make and on how to work on it. I'm determined to work a lot. Sensitivity 800 DPI at 0.41. Okay, that's a bit higher than usual. Okay, overall, when it comes to the aim training and warm-up, like, if I see that there is something that can help you out, I'm gonna give you some of my personal pre-made trainings, and yeah. So, when it comes to the playtime, on and off, like, considering that you got Diamond in less than 150 hours of playtime, approximately 200 maybe. That's good, that's above average. But you've been in Diamond for the last few acts, which is not good. When is a player hard stuck? Player is hard stuck when that player spends in the same rank more than 3 acts. 6 months is a lot, bro. In 6 months you can reach Radiant, bro. Now, when it comes to the playtime, it's not that much, to be honest. Like what our friend Ezric is doing is like a bare minimum. 46, 40, 49 hours, like, this is where you maybe played Valorant, maybe. And this is like a bare minimum, but even with this bare minimum, you should have been able to reach at least, I don't know, Ascendant 2, Ascendant 3, like a green icon at least, like at least Ascendant, to be honest. What is really horrible when it comes to this tracker is how many images we see on the right side. Like my guys, Sage, Omen, Reyna, Cypher, Jet, Omen, Cypher, Jet, Sage, Neon. Like, what the fuck is going on there? Now, we're gonna take a look at the previous act because this act you didn't even play the game. So same as your same as your playtime, your stats are also the bare minimum. Like, there's not a single stat where you're like excelling and you're like, oh yeah, this guy can definitely solo carry his matches. But also there's not a single stat that is also like, bro, this guy is mega fucking bad. How the fuck did this guy ever reach Diamond? You deserve to be Diamond, based on these stats. But we need to see, like, how can you have a higher solo carry impact and what you can do better, actually. Like, all of this is like a bare minimum. Like, these are the thresholds and benchmarks of bare minimum in Valorant. Now, clutch percentage is terrible. What I would advise you is when you play a game of Valorant and you lose a 1v1 or a 1v2, analyze those rounds. I'm gonna send you the blueprints, basically like some instructions of how you can self-analyze and find some solutions for yourself. Then we have the... okay, we are surviving. We live, but we don't win for some reason. And attacker side is okay. I would say bare minimum, slightly above bare minimum. Defense is like bare minimum, basically. So you're really a bare minimum type of player, you know, like we need to see in your gameplay through this VOD review, like what are you actually lacking and how you can have more solo carry impact, because, well, just keep in mind that, Ezric, none of your stats are bad. You know, every single stat of yours is like average, slightly above average, and you definitely need a push in a right direction. I see that you're playing Premier here. Play it for fun, but don't take it too seriously when you're Diamond. Literally, you know, like, you're not gonna go far anyways. Like, you need to reach Radiant first. Now, when it comes to the weapon and loadouts, eco rounds are shit. We need to do something better here and find more impact. Semi rounds, shaky hands. Full buy and pistol, okay, not bad. Very good, actually. Vandal, Phantom, both weapons are equal for you. You can definitely have a better weapon versatility. Why is weapon versatility important once again? It is important because it gives you more solutions to win more rounds and more matches. When Vandal and Phantom cannot give you the kills, Judge can give you the kills, Shorty can give you the kills, Operator, Marshal, Outlaw, Bandit, Stinger, Spectre, I don't know, Guardian, something else. So we need to apply more weapons. Agents you play... Yeah, this is unacceptable, bro. Listen, if you have less than 60 hours, so you have less than 60 hours to play Valorant in 2 months, you can only main 2 agents. Like, you don't have time to learn all of this shit or to fill and flex. You don't have time to learn that shit. 60 hours in 2 months. You play 2 agents maximum with 1 flex fill maybe. Done. So, considering that you love to play Jet, Chamber, and Omen, Jet, Chamber, and Omen can be your main agents. Jet can be like your main, Omen can be like a flex, and Chamber can be a fill, for an example. And that's a pretty good roster. And considering some of these stats from the previous acts, like, it's okay. You know, it's a good roster. Potential roster for you. Okay. Okay. Not bad. Not bad. Everything else we're gonna check through the VOD review. Okay, Ezric, now you can join the Discord below me. I don't know if you see the room. I don't know where the fuck are... I see you, actually. Okay, just a second. Let's pull the Ezric up. How do I move this guy? Move to... Guy, dodge me, bro. Guy, dodge me, man. Okay, move to live recording. Hello, hello. You there?
Yeah, hello.
Okay, my man. Yeah, I can hear you. Okay, so listen. First thing I want to ask you is, like, how old are you and how much free time do you have to play Valorant per day?
Alright, so I'm 17. I have like, I'd say 4 hours per day.
4 hours per day.
And weekends I have like 10 hours.
Okay. That's good. Let me just fix this shit. just a moment. So 4 hours per day. Okay, that's good. That's enough. I'm asking you this because usually through these VOD reviews I give some kind of a training to the players that I'm coaching, that I'm reviewing. So if I find some good training for you, I need to squeeze it into those 4 hours, basically. Oki El Doki. This looks good, chat, huh? Not bad. I mean, I'm gonna make it better for the next stream. Fuck it. Okay. Next question is like, what would you say is your biggest weakness and biggest strength right now? I mean, I'm gonna see everything myself. I just want to see how do you think about yourself as a player?
I'd say like when I wouldn't say my aim because like on aim trainers I have like good results, but like I'd say like in putting in the game like I have good aim on aim trainers and deathmatch and everything, but when I come to competitive, it's like pretty bad. So I'd say it's like mostly mental because like if I would lose a round, like I feel like I lost everything, and even I know like I shouldn't think like that, but it just comes and yeah.
Okay, listen, like for that problem, like I already have some private coaching videos that are gonna help you with that. I'm gonna share them after this VOD review with you, and just keep in mind that you know, once we finish this for 7 days, you have my 24/7 support. So if you know, once you watch these videos and you go through all of these folders, if you have any questions, like every day you can ask me like 5 questions per day, so you know we can discuss more topics in the next week. Now
Right.
let's start with the Ascent. I'm gonna share my screen on Discord, so you don't need to watch the stupid stream. You see my screen?
Wait a sec. Yes, I can.
Okay, good. Charlatan, can you help me, bro? Help you with what? Check my stat, please, and tell me that what I should improve. I will tomorrow, or maybe next day. We'll see. Sharing is scary. I need mental coaching, brother. Like we all need mental coaching for Valorant. Trust me. Okay. Ba ba boo ba ba ba.
30 seconds left.
Ah. You have a nitro puppy though? No, brother. Like my car doesn't run on nitro. Yours? I'm not gonna lie. Okay. So listen. As always, like when you get in a game of Valorant, like you need to have some kind of a plan for yourself before that game even begins, on both attackers and defenders side. You cannot be getting in a match like however the hell you want and doing whatever the hell you want, basically. Like we just have some tips and rules that basically help you have higher chances of winning the rounds and winning the matches, and players in ranked solo could develop like some patterns that are very easy to read and quite repetitive when you go from one rank to another. Like today I'm just specifically giving you tips for Diamond, but all of these tips kind of apply for both all the way up to mid-immortal, high immortal, basically. Now, on Ascent, we're starting on a defender side, as I can see here, and basically like the rules are the following. So on Ascent, on defense, your number 1 priority is A site, default bomb site. Number 2 priority is B site. On this map, this is a fast rotation map. What does that mean? On fast rotation maps, like you generally don't give a crap about the map control or bomb site control. Like you don't care if enemies take the... Like you're not willing to die in any full buy round or the first pistol round alone trying to defend some area of the map. Like you're trying to potentially get a kill onto the enemies, make a numbers advantage, abusing like some safe setups, off angles, and some safe positions. And you're slowly giving the space to the enemies, waiting for your teammates to rotate, and then you're fighting with them. And in most of the rounds, you want to do this. But on a map such as Ascent, even though you don't give a shit about B-set and A-set control that much, except when you're playing eco rounds, like you should always be playing like a kamikaze and trying to trade yourself for as many kills as possible, on Ascent, you really value the control of A-short and market over the B-site and A-site. So, whenever enemies are doing some kind of an A-split or a B-split, mainly focus yourself on defending these two areas of the map. So, let's say, for example, enemies are doing the A-split, and you also have a teammate in A-short, for an example. Close the doors, fuck up the enemies here, kill them, and then play the retake of the A site. Like when you lose this area of the map or this area of the map, enemies obviously unlock additional choke points, which makes the round 10 times harder, and not only harder, 10 times more unpredictable. Like I just don't know if your teammates are gonna be expecting some of these pushes, flanks, lurks, like whatever, and they might be dying on timing, and we really want to prevent that. by fighting for this area of the map a bit more aggressively. But of course, like, whenever you have an advantage over the enemies, like a numbers advantage or economy advantage, you should never die alone. Like, you're just trying to take, always take the fights that work in your favor in some kind of a way. With a paranoia, tight angles, off angles, safe angles, stuff like that. Now, on Ascent, rules are very simple for the first 2 rounds. First 2 rounds, you always gamble on the A set and A short. And from the 3rd round, you're positioning based on whatever the hell enemies did in the first 2 rounds. Now, when you're playing a controller on Ascent, such as Omen, what is very important is that at the beginning, at the start of every round, you should be using some kind of a smoke immediately. Like, we need to have some kind of an instant default smoke. For an example, you see that your teammates are fighting for the A main, or they want to take this area of the map. One way here. Your teammates are peeking short, block off the vision for the mid link. You see that your teammates are peeking bottom mid, cover the top mid, for an example. And these 3 smokes, in every round you should be doing at least one of these smokes. In every single round that you play. Even if your teammates are not fighting for A main, I would still sometimes do this smoke, just to condition the enemies to always be ready for this shit, and to potentially, like, burst some utility out of them, like a drone, a flash, anything basically. Now, in the first round with Omen, on Ascent, you should always do classic shorty strategy. Always. Like, basically, drop a shorty right here, start with a classic pistol, and you have 2 options. Light shield with a 1 shrouded step, or 2 smokes, paranoia, and 1 shrouded step. You start the round by contesting the enemies in the aim and area of the map, like just jiggle peeking them and baiting them and getting the early info. Then once we get that info, we pick up the shorty, and we use this type of a cubby smoke. Through this cubby position, we're dodging the enemy's random spam, and we're moving in and out. If an enemy saw a drone is coming over your head, we dodge the drone, and then on timing, we're trying to get 1 kill and get out. Keep in mind that when you're playing Omen, you always need to think about the enemy smokes as your potential escape route. So when enemies are pushing A side, they're usually gonna smoke A short. So if you ever find yourself in some fucked up situation, most of the times you can do this, for an example.
Yeah.
So you need to think about that always. Another thing that you can also do in the first round, which is a bit more dangerous and not something I would actually do in the first round, but it's an option. You can also use this type of a smoke right here. The smoke should have a small gap on the wall right here. And then when you're playing on this angle, enemies still are not going to be able to spam you. And if enemies want to pass the smoke like this, they cannot do it. They're always going to be visible to you. And the smoke is super close to you. And on this range, if you're just crouching with a shorty and holding for the enemies, you can literally one-tap them if they don't have a light shield. If they have a light shield, you're probably going to need 2 shots, and then you can just instantly switch yourself onto the classic pistol. So this is something that you should always do on Ascent, because A set is much, much harder for the retake than B set in the first round. And generally speaking, in ranked solo queue, like 60% of times, players will do some kind of an A push in the first round. Now, in this round, I mean, you started on the market, which is a huge gamble, in my opinion, and that's something I didn't talk about. Like, generally on Ascent, you wanna fight for the mid control, you know, like especially if enemies are fighting from mid, like, you know, we should be fighting back and trying to get some info there and take some space. Even if you need to do it alone, we should at least be applying some pressure somewhere. Basically, a map such as Ascent is identical to Split. Like, Split and Ascent are being played in literally the same way. Same rules, same map layout, same everything, literally. So, for example, on Ascent, from the first full buy round that we have, like, you need to be fighting for either A main, mid, or B main. For any of these 3 areas of the map, depending on wherever you think that enemies might be going in the next round. In this round, like, I don't know, this is a bit of a gamble, in my opinion. Like, starting on market, like, it's a huge gamble. And, you know, if your feelings dice in the A main, that's gonna be a big fucking problem, you know, like, for us. Thankfully, you know, in this round, enemies are not going A, But if they are going A, yeah, like that's like that's gonna be a problem. I guess this was just a layout bug, huh? Like on the replay system. Okay.
I'm not sure. Probably I'm directing.
Doesn't matter, it's okay. Okay, we should instantly use the smoke, very nice, very good. And especially, you know, playing this aggressively in the first round is not something I would advise you, know, like getting this type of an angle in at the bottom mid. It's just way too risky for the first round. You know, God knows what enemies are gonna do. God knows how they're gonna push. If they're gonna have a lurk or a flank, you might die on timing. Like, there's no reason to risk this much in the first round. Like, in the first round, you always wanna try to get one kill, make a numbers advantage by abusing some kind of a cheesy setup, cheesy strategy, or something that will just give you better results, such as fighting with your teammates, for an example. Now, hear me out. So, in the first 4 rounds, on a defender side, and especially in the first 2 rounds, you should mainly be expecting that enemies are gonna play together as 5, because that is what happens 90% of times in ranked matches in Valorant. So if you heard enemies going B, we stop their push with a smoke, enemies are not flooding the site. Instant reaction that we should expect from enemies is that they're gonna be trying to take the mid and trying to take this push onto the market and A short. So what does that mean to you and to your feelings that is speaking short right now? You need to drop this smoke as well. Like, we need to fully lock down the enemies here, potentially take the top mid and the full mid control, and then decide what we want to do next. Like, generally speaking, you know, like, Valorant is a game of action and reaction. Like, whenever enemies do some kind of a play, and you fuck up that play, like, there is some kind of a common reaction that you can almost always expect. Like, in ranked solo queue, you know, if you just stop the enemies pushing B, they're either gonna cut the noise and reheat the B site, or they're instantly gonna be taking the mid area of the map, and the next fights that are gonna be happening are here. So if you're defending B site yourself, and you stop the enemies push here, if I see that enemies are not flooding the site, they're not going out, most of the times you just wanna go market, and instantly focus yourself on fighting with your teammates in the mid area of the map. Now, this is a fight that you never want to take in the first round, ever. Wait to 50-50. Like, yes, you're playing on a bit of an off angle, like, but the problem is you don't have a teleport, you don't have a dash ability, you have 0 escape tools. And this is too much of a gamble and too much of a risk for the first round. The problem in ranked solo queue is that even if you get 1 kill here, but then you die, your solo carry impact is 0. Nothing. Even if you get these 2 kills in the first round and then you die, only God knows if your 4 random idiots that you're playing with are gonna be able to close out that round and translate that numbers advantage into a round win. So there's a problem with ranked solo queue. Like, you just you can never trust your teammates unless you're playing with Aspa stands and you're using a Valorant tracker by TRN, and you know, you actually know that you're playing with them. Like, obviously, I can trust them. But, you know, trusting, I don't know who the fuck is here. Like, I mean, enemies are named the Malad, USA, blah, blah, and Cruz. Like, I don't fucking know who these guys are. So, in these first 4 rounds, you really need to play in a bit more, like, self-preservation mode. Basically, you need to contribute into closing out the rounds. So here, you know, if I want to take a fight like this, okay, I can still take it, but just I will play this angle in a different way. Like holding it tight like this, or jiggle peeking it, and just going for 2 shots. And after these 2 shots, if there's millions of enemies flooding this area of the map, I'm instantly gonna drop this smoke, and then decide what's gonna be my next move based on where are my teammates, and also like what I think enemies might be doing. But playing this one and done angle in the first round, and now contesting, God, you just don't know how many enemies are here. You know, I mean, if this was a 1v1 fight, okay, maybe, but you literally have no idea how many enemies are gonna peek you, and we cannot play a position like that. That was a slightly better repositioning. Now listen, from this position, always remember, most of the times you have this angle right here to kill the enemies from this smoke, and you should be trying to hit this timing. Like, especially because in ranked solo queue, even enemies, you know, like enemy controllers, usually do a smoke like this. And this is a bad smoke for the push on mid, because it literally gives you this big of a gap. Basically, this smoke needs to be placed like as a bit more shallow smoke, so it actually blocks this vision. But people usually don't do that. They place it way too deep, and 90% of times you're gonna have a gap here, and you need to try to get a pick there on timing. Now here, like, this is more a problem of your discipline, and like, brother, if enemies are already not looking at you, they're completely unaware. Like, don't shoot at everything that moves. Like, we are not living in 1944, like, this is not Auschwitz, bro. Like, relax. You know, like, just take your time. Like, especially if you see that enemies are not looking at you, let that first guy pass, you know? You're probably gonna get a kill on the second guy, maybe the third guy, maybe the whole enemy team is not gonna be looking at you, and you can just take the kills. Holy shit, that was my dude!
Yeah, there was the nade, so I was like, I cannot die from the nade.
My guy is living in a matrix, bro. Like, that was crazy, man. That was good. I can't complain. But all of this that you're doing here is just, it's way too unnecessary and risky for the first round. Like, that's the problem. You know, like, you're fighting hard instead of fighting, let's say, smart, for an example. You know, like, even if I started marketing in the first round, I would probably just start at the pizza and try to get a kill from this position. Then, if I need to reposition, I mean, from this spot, I can go wherever I want. I can use a smoke. I'm never stuck in this area of the map right here.
Yeah.
Like, that's the problem. Like, you're not giving yourself any options with this positioning to reset your... You just need to take the fights when you play like this. And that's the problem. But when you position yourself in the first round, like, you always want to position yourself in a way where, you know, you have multiple options. You can choose whether or not you want to fight, how you want to fight. Do you just want to wait for your teammates? Because on a defender side, most of the times, like, it is totally fine to play a 5v5 retake at the end of the day. You know, as long as we fight together, we have high chance of winning that specific round. Doesn't matter if it is a retake or whatever it is, actually. And especially in the first round, you know, like, the more you fight together with your teammates, just higher are the chances you're going to win that round. Because, you know, we all have semi-automatic weapons, and, you know, we don't have a Vandal and Phantom to spray down like 5 enemies at instantly. When it comes to this fight, I mean, like, you should have just moved all the way to the left and reload, but this is, you know, you already know.
Yeah.
You already know that you should have done that in this example. But overall, like, it's really dangerous how you play this first round. And this first round is also immediately an indicator that you're maybe playing way too risky than what you actually need to be doing in an average ranked solo queue match. Like, you need to value your life a bit more. Just a second, Twitch wants predictions, like, how many kills at the half? Here you go, guys. Enjoy.
Ooh.
Earn the points. Okay. Now, our teammates obviously lost this round because they're bad. So, in this second round, I would always gamble on the Ascent one more time. Anyways, we don't have any other better rules to follow or any other better stats. It's a totally solid and fine gamble. And in this second round, we can literally repeat the first round strategy. You just play with a classic pistol and shorty here, around this smoke, or you can also, you know, do a strategy where you play inside of this smoke, and then when enemies are going to close the switch, you just jump onto this enemy and take 1 kill and trade yourself for 1 kill. In eco rounds, your only idea is to trade yourself for 1 kill before your teammates start dying. Like, for as many kills as possible. So you need to play a bit more aggressively and a bit more like a kamikaze. It's totally fine. So in this round, even if you're starting on the B side, I will play some shotgun strategy, because why not? Like, you know, on B side, what you can do in this round, the second eco round, is like, you can drop a shorty at the speedway here. You can start the round by jiggling aim in area of the map and getting the info here, baiting the enemies a bit, dropping a smoke, then dropping a shorty right here, and hiding on this off angle. And when the enemies are going through the speedway, just on timing, getting one kill, taking the classic, and then maybe you get one more kill, maybe not, but who cares? Like, if you get one kill in these eco rounds, that is plenty enough most of the time. Now, just to damage the enemy's economy, obviously. So yeah. Now listen, like, no matter how you want to play on A site and B site, unless you have some very specific setup that you want to abuse, in every single round on Ascent, we need to have someone in A main doing at least this, and in the B main, we need to have someone that is getting the info in this area of the map. Like, the worst thing that can happen to you on Ascent, on any map in Valorant in general, is enemies walk up all the way here, your teammates have zero information that enemies are going B, and now they explode onto bomb site, your teammates are still here, 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 no one is there to help you out. And we are late for 5 or 6 seconds for the actual rotation. So even if you wanna, I don't know, kill the enemies with a shotgun at a B backside, start around with a classic pistol, you know, just go for one shot, you know, try to hit one headshot with a jiggle peek, with a dead zone, get the information, get out. Is it only Bucky or all shotguns were nerfed? Bucky, Shorty, and Judge. Shorty and Judge are still fine. Shorty for the first round is totally fine. For full buy rounds, you know, like, you're probably gonna be getting like 10 or 20% less kills, but it is still okay for 300 credits. Bucky is shit. Really, really bad right now. And Judge is like still the Judge, you know. The problem with the Judge is the fire rate. You know, like, just rather a shotgun with that fires that fast. I mean, like, that's very easy kills. Especially as you go lower 3 lows. P.E.K.K.A. Chamber also, man. P.E.K.K.A. brother. You know, here, if you had a, like, if you had a shorty, maybe we can get a kill. Now with the classic, we'll see how that goes. You know, the problem with the classic triple shot is just that margin of error is a lot smaller than with a shorty. You know, like, if the enemy head is here, and I just hit my shot here, for an example, I mean, like, that's it. But with the shorty, I just need to aim at the body, and I'm probably gonna get a kill on this range. Another problem that's happening for you here is, like, when you're playing around your smokes, you really want to play in the corners and edges that are least likely to be spammed and least likely to be bombarded with the enemy's utility. I mean, you cannot play on this position here if, you know, enemies can do this, for an example, and kill you. Like, that's why with Omen, you always want to create some cubby positions around which you can play. You know, we place this smoke in the B-man, for example, and now I can play in the smoke consistently, jiggling it in and out, and I'm always safe from the enemy spam. Sometimes, well, what I also like to do, I love to get into this corner, giving my ass to the enemies and crouching down, and then when the enemies are moving in, I just kill them from this position, or I can pop onto timing and try to kill them. Here we'll see, like, how this goes.
Pretty badly.
Shit, that wall was really bad. I mean, it's a good wall, just for this round, like, a bit unnecessary in my opinion. Plus, rather, Wise bought so much utility for this eco round. Like, what the fuck is she gonna have in the next full buy?
And here I'm like cooked.
Okay, but this is just a timing that you need to be aware of. Like, generally speaking, you know, like, when you're using the first, like, smoke from Omen, you always look at this timer right here and check it from time to time to know when your smoke is gonna expire. Because Omen smokes last for, like, around 16 seconds. So when there's, like, you know, 25, 26 seconds on the smoke, you know that smoke is gonna be expiring. That first smoke. So you need to be ready to replenish it and just, you know, create more cover. Okay. Anyways, it's an eco round. So, 2 times in a row, enemies pushed B site. together as 5.
Yeah.
In this third round, you need to activate the rule of 3 executes. So once again, I need to repeat this in every single video, but on a defender side, there's a lot of rules and sub-rules that you need to follow in order to read the enemies and have the highest chances of predicting where the enemies are going to go next. But there's like just 7 of these rules, sub-rules, that are going to give you, you know, very, very high chances of positioning yourself properly on a defender side. Number 1, you position based on the map that you're playing. Like on every single map in my rank playbook, you can obviously find it on my Discord server, I explained, you know, how should you play the first round, second round, third round, fourth round. Based on the raw data from ranked solo queue. Economy tells you a lot where the enemies are going to go next on that specific map. Ultimate status also tells you a lot. Like in this match, for example, enemies have a Killjoy, and if the Killjoy has ultimate or she's 1 orb away from the ultimate, it's probably going to be the B push. And we really need to defend the B main area of the map in that round. Rule number 4 is AB rule. As soon as you see that in one round, in every round, enemies are doing something completely different compared to the previous round, you just gamble on the different in every next round, and that's it. Then we have the rule of fear. Whenever you fuck up the enemy somewhere and you completely stop their push, their execute, chances are much higher that enemies are going to be afraid to repeat that same strategy and execute again. So just gamble on the opposite. Like, you know, if enemies did a 5-man B push, you completely destroy them. In the next round, they're probably going to be fighting for A main and for the mid area of the map. And then we have the rule of 3 executes. In ranked solo queue, 80% of times, when enemies do the same push, same execute, or the same strategy 2 rounds in a row, in the third round, they're going to do something different. So in that third round, you always need to gamble on the opposite again. So in this third round, once again, I will be starting around the A site and A short, mainly defending this part of the map right here. And the 7th rule is the rule of, and actually not the rule, but you're following the usual enemy tendencies. So you're gonna play around 20% of matches in ranked solo queue, where like none of these rules are gonna apply to the enemies, because they're just following some usual tendencies that they develop in that match. Like maybe you're playing against the enemies that really like abusing the B set and just going B, and if you see that, you know, for 4 rounds in a row, enemies are destroying your teammates on B, then going B, fuck it. Every next round that you play, until the enemies change this pattern, you need to be starting on the B side and you need to be defending market and B main area of the map, for an example. Or you notice that your teammates are constantly dying somewhere first. Like, I don't know, your Phoenix always dies in this duel or somewhere in these initial duels because he's playing way too aggressively. That's also something that you can use to start the round. You know, like, why would I be losing one teammate at the start of every round when I can just help that guy, refrag him, or maybe make him alive, and then we try to close out that round together. So in this round, we need to play around the A short. I will maybe mainly focus myself on, you know, holding the mid and holding the tiles. So in this round, what I would do probably is just take a Vandal, and with a Vandal, hold an off angle like this, a tight angle. And that's it. And wait to see what's gonna happen. If enemies are going B, okay, I mean, like, I can just do a fast rotation through mid and basically just instantly be ready to use a paranoia for my teammates and fuck up the enemies. And if enemies are going A, okay, good, fine. We're already there. When you're using this smoke for the A main, listen, what's really important is that you always want to, for yourself, when you're using the smoke for yourself, you always want to hug this wall so that we're reducing the amount of time for which the smoke travels as much as we can. And put the smoke a bit closer to yourself, like this, so that the travel and appearance of the smoke is as minimal as possible. And also, when you're pre-placing the smoke, already place it on this wall how that smoke should look like once it drops. Like, you know, a big mistake you can make here is like, you know, you put a smoke like this from this wall, for an example. It takes ages for this smoke to form and then drop down. That's it, basically, like. In this one, we should have definitely started in A short because, you know, like, the highest chance in this round is that enemies are gonna either go A or mid. So holding the tiles, trying to get a kill there, and just doing fast rotations was probably the smartest and the best option. And literally, you know, on Ascent, you really need to have someone getting the info in mid. I mean, we really cannot play around where, you know, we have 3 people on A, no one is short, and no one is holding the mid through market. Like, you know, we're losing enormous amount of information in this round. Very, very good that you're not rotating here, because, I mean, you already see from the Vice, Phoenix, and Jet that enemies are not moving into the A site, so there's still no reason to rotate. I mean, like, enemies are not flooding the site. They're playing a bit more passively. But the problem is, like, just this information that we lost in mid. You know, like when you play defender side of Ascent like this, you're always gonna have a bad time. Like, always. Ascent is really defender side of the map. You know, it's very easy to fight for A main, for B main, for mid, like, for any area of the map. And you should be abusing that. Like, so in this round, I don't know, like, just playing with such a limited information was interesting. Now, this is a situation in which you're gonna come across quite a lot in Ascent. So, you're playing on the A site alone. There's nobody on the site. Enemies can kill you through A main, enemies can kill you through A short. What do you do in this situation? You always close the market doors and focus only on defending the A short area of the map and trying to fuck up the enemies here. Like, we need to eliminate one of these positions from which we can die. We cannot be dying based on timing and luck. Now, I didn't cover the enemy's team comps at the start of this VOD review. Like, this enemy team comp is really, really good for the attacker side. Like, they have 4 flashes, Raze with the nades and satchels, like Killjoy, Mix. Like, against this team comp, you really need to burn through their utility as much as you can before they even reach the choke points and they start the site executes. Like, especially in this match, we cannot play passively. If we allow them to take these choke points with 0 utility used, we're gonna be fucked on the bomb site. And another thing in this match is that, you know, you just always need to have some kind of a cover for our eyes. Like, for example, I cannot even play this angle, right? You know, if I close the market doors, for an example, I can play this angle passively without any information in the A short. Because if Breach and Phoenix make a potato out of me with their flashes, I'm gonna be meeting Jesus really soon. So, you know, like, we need to hold an angle like this, get the info, try to get a kill there, then use the paranoia and play a bit more aggressively, and then, you know, back off and play passively. What's the web name? Valorant. Now, this paranoia that you use here is an absolute waste. Like, even though you saw the enemy mix in short, like, what should be your next step here when you take a fight like this is holding a tight angle here like this. Like, on these angles, you're probably not gonna get a kill, but we're just trying to apply some damage and get the information. Like, I need to wait for the enemies to be at least here or here before I can use a paranoia and then run down the enemies. If I don't wait for the enemies and I just use blindly the paranoia, I mean, I might just completely waste it like you did for an example. So you cannot be using utility like this without any contact. And this is really dangerous what you're doing here. You know, like, leaving the short open, fighting for the A set alone. Like, you should never be in this type of situation on Ascent. That's why you have the doors. You need to use them smart and wisely. Like, right now, even though you're 4v5, I need to leave the A set open before my teammates rotate. And I just need to mainly focus myself on keeping the short and mid control, and then playing the retake with my teammates. Still, we are playing an anti-bonus round. You know, like enemies are not. They don't have good guns, anyways. You know, so we can still easily win this round if you just play a bit safer. This is the problem of your gameplay. Like, this TP is okay. What you try to do here, but obviously, like, based on the sound and based on how the Phoenix was moving, you should have noticed and known that you cannot teleport there. I mean, here, if you want to teleport somewhere to reposition and still continue fighting the enemies, I would have just gone under, and from the under, try to take the future fights. But in this example, because enemies are playing a bonus round, they are swarming you on the bomb site. You made a 4v4 out of a 4v5. So now we're with equal numbers against the enemies that are playing a bonus round. There's no reason for you to fight anymore. You know, any additional fight is just a bit unnecessary and way too risky, because our teammates are still not here to fully support us, and we can easily die in some of these 1v1 fights and get fully blinded, stunned, aftershocked, etc, etc. So here, like, all you have to do is just get out, relax, chill, regain the A short and garden control, and then we play a normal 4v4 retake. Like, just in these early rounds of a match, I really need you to play in a bit more self-preservation mode. You make a good play, you get a kill, fuck it. It's okay. Leave that space, you know, give that space to the enemies if it is too risky for you to continue fighting the enemies, and then, you know, we'll see what we want to do next. We are playing with a Pope Vincent, bro. Like, is this Paris server?
That what?
Is this Paris server?
Nah, that's the NA West. Because I'm in Vancouver now.
You're where? You're?
I'm in Vancouver, so it's like NA serves.
Oh, okay. You're in Vancouver. Ah, you're a French Canadian. Okay.
No. Just for travel,
My guy is French Indian. Okay,
Exactly.
okay. Okay, this round, very easy read, very easy place. Like, you see that enemy Killjoy has the ultimate. Plus, the enemies have the Phoenix ultimate. It's a B push 9 out of 10 times in ranked solo queue in Diamond, Platinum, and Ascendant lobbies. So, first thing I want to know is, okay, you're starting on B, that's very good. Very good read, very good play. I want to know what the fuck is happening with our economy. Like, unfortunately, I cannot really see how much money you have here, but how are we playing this round with a Sheriff and Regent Shield, if I can ask? We just won the last round. 3 of our teammates probably have the guns from the last round. What are you saving for? We need to win this round. And because you have the lack of credits, in this round, we can simply go for a judge. Like, judge play when the enemies have the Killjoy ultimate is amazing. Like, basically, this is one of the easiest way how you can counter the Killjoy's ultimate alone. You know, you can get a judge with a light shield or heavy shield and utility, drop a smoke like this when you hear the enemies, grab them through the smoke, and then with a paranoia, you can just get 1-2 kills, maybe even destroy the Killjoy's ultimate. Or you can drop this smoke, and then when you're ready to pop out, drop this smoke, bunny hop out, take the kills. If you get 1 or 2 kills there, and delay the enemy's push a bit, or God forbid you somehow destroy the Killjoy's ultimate as well, that's a W for us, even if you die. Better than playing a Sheriff in a full buy round, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
3 of your teammates are full buying, you always full buy with them. That's how the story goes. 2 or 3. Like, that's how we need to manage the economy in ranked solo queue. It's kind of crazy that
That
you're
was
playing.
bad again.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy that you're playing on this angle because this is a huge risk. You know, like what if the enemy spam you here? Like you're literally dead, and then it's a very spammable position. You know, like people like to spam right here. they're searching for the vice ball. Yeah. This is criminal, man. This is criminal, man. Okay. Again, my dude, the whole match, like, Matrix plays, bro. Like, my guy's a Neo. Okay, I love it. I mean, what's really good in your gameplay is that you're really fast with utility. Like, you are thinking about it, which is good. And you know, usually for the players like you, Omen, Jet, and Chamber are good picks. You know, you're also young. You probably have better focus than me. Much better focus. And it seems like, you know, Omen, Chamber, and Jet might be good picks for you. But the solutions that you apply for some of these rounds is just nonsense, considering the team compositions, map that you're playing, ultimate status, and economy. Like, that's your problem. At least from these first 4 rounds that you're playing. Like here, I mean, you know that they have a Killjoy ultimate, you know they're gonna go B, but what the fuck are we gonna do with a Sheriff and around that smoke? I mean, like, get a Judge Brother with a Light Shield and just try to get 1, 2, 3 kills, maybe even destroy the Killjoy's ultimate, and that's the best you can do in a round like this. Now, simply said, my friend, you are absolutely cooked. Like, there's no way winning this round. I mean, no way, you know, keeping the site control. That's what I want to say.
Yeah.
Very good that you got out from the site. I mean, like, you know, we had to use all of this utility. Here, I don't really understand where are you going. Tell me, what's going on through your head?
I think I was going market. Because, like, to get a closer angle for the Sheriff. Like, closer to one shot.
Listen, the only reason for you to maybe go market is because your Phoenix is playing alone. Like, that would be the reason that is only acceptable. But since enemies are already flooding the site with the Killjoy's ultimate, it's an eco round. You have 2 teammates in the CT. You don't have the time to do this, and you just should have stayed at the CT. And also, playing the B retakes through the CT is always far easier than going through the stupid market area of the map. Now, that idea of, you know, getting closer angles to headshot the enemies with a Sheriff, it's okay, but Ascent is not that big of a map. You know, like, on this range, you one-tap the enemies. Like, 0 to 30 meters. Above 30 meters, you don't hit the enemies in the head. So if I fight around this wall, bam, that guy is dead. Dead. The only enemies that you cannot one-tap are the enemies that are in the B-main area of the map. So I really don't see a reason why would you play from market, because it doesn't change anything. You know, you're still fighting the same fights, and once again, if guy is in the B-main, okay, on this wall you can kill him, but on, okay, yeah, actually you can kill them in the B-main, like that's the only reason. But I mean, here enemies are flooding the site. We have the smoke for the B-main, so I just don't understand. Your idea is acceptable, you know, like I love that you're thinking about that. That's good. But just in this scenario, it makes absolutely no sense, because we're not playing Breeze, Abyss, or Icebox, you know, like this is a very claustrophobic site and claustrophobic map, so you could have done the same shit from the CT. And I would never, like, I would never sacrifice the ability to play with my teammates just to get on a better angle to use my gun, if that makes sense. Like, if I have 2 teammates that are close to the CT, Phoenix is close to the market as well, and they are ready to get out immediately, and I don't know when are they gonna get out. I would never lose opportunity to play with my Sova and Vice just to get on a shorter range to use a Bandit or a classic pistol. Even if I had a classic pistol here, fuck it, bro. Like, you know, I go for the headshots on 0 to 30 meters. 78 damage. 78 damage. 70. At least I can refrag my teammates. But my teammates are probably gonna deal some damage onto the enemies, you know? Like, so we can still, as long as we fight together, we have chances of winning this round. Now, in this round, your impact was absolutely 0. So you didn't win this round because you did something. Your teammates just went crazy and they actually won this round for you. But you could have been the factor to actually win this round yourself if you just applied a different strategy for the problem that we had. And the problem was the Phoenix ultimate, Killjoy ultimate, and enemies are going B with a very strong team composition. The only thing that enemies are lacking is recon tools. And especially, you know, this team comp is a perfect example of a team composition that you really want to shut down in the main areas of the map. Like, basically, if we fight here, here, and here, they always need to burn some utility to get this space. A raise nade, breach stun, breach flash, aftershock, and that utility is very valuable for them to do the site execute, especially because they don't have a recon agent. They don't have Sova, they don't have, I don't know, Tejo, whatever people are playing now on Ascent in ranked solo queue. I mean, Sova is still the best, but, you know, you're gonna see various different stuff in ranked. And Fade is also good. Now, so yeah, like, as I said, like, in this match, it's gonna be really important that we play a bit more aggressively. Okay, we won this round. I mean, our teammates won it. Now, in the next round, we just apply. It's Nazbit. Thank you for the raid of 1 people. he is raiding himself, bro. Okay, so in this next round, man, we can just apply the rule of fear. You know, like, we completely shut down the enemies on the B site, and it's the best gamble to do what you're doing right now. So once again, you're doing the right play. What is the web name? Valorant. If I wanna pay for a VOD review, here, man, like, listen, go to this link. Just a second to answer to this guy. I'm the Spike.
No problem.
Just go to what's playbook? Go click on this link. Click on this link. You can find everything there. Just a second. Sometimes I get 1 kill and get out, but I feel that it's still not enough for my disabled teammates or just ace. Respect. Okay. What you're doing in this round and how you're starting is good. Once again, if I want to use this short smoke for my teammates, like, I would use it from this angle, right here, like this. I'm just closer to this position, and smoke needs to travel for less amount of time, if that makes sense. But of course, I'm gonna use it from this position if I want to do this immediately and lock down onto this angle after the smoke. Still, you know, in this round, you should have done what I was showcasing right now. I'm basically getting this information in this fight.
Yeah.
Like, we cannot be playing Ascent without info on mid. Like, that's crazy. Very good smoke for the Jet, though. I love it. I love that you're thinking about it. You have that smoker's mentality. Don't smoke the cigarettes, though. Okay. Once again, a bit too passively, you know, like, we're giving enemies too much space. This off angle is good. You know, like, and listen, keep in mind, when you're holding these tight angles, you want to hold them as tight as your reaction time allows you. So what are you trying to achieve? You should be able to get a kill on this angle 3 out of 10 times. So, you're narrowing down the angle to the degree that allows you to get a kill 3 out of 10 times. I can get a kill 3 out of 10 times on an angle like this. You narrow it down based on your reaction time. I don't know what's your reaction time right now. If you play Ascent and you're always missing this shot by holding this angle, widen it up a bit, like this, for an example. That's it. Yeah. Now, the bare minimum we should be doing right now is jiggle peeking the short, at least, to get the info here, so that, you know, we can be ready for the enemies We can just give info to our teammates. You know, what are the enemies doing, where are they going, and that's it. And then you can maybe play this angle, try to get a kill there, then use a paranoia, run down the enemies and try to kill them. Then we can maybe fall back, drop a smoke, I don't know, like, and play based on how our teammates are playing. Shit, man, like this stun is gonna give us a fake info, to be honest. I don't know what was this breach stun, to be honest. Like, literally... like, if I saw this stun, I would actually think that enemies are doing the A split. So this stun, you know, I completely understand if you commit yourself to this position a bit longer. Like, that stun was horrible. What the fuck was that, bro? Like... yeah, because of this stun, you need to look at the beam, at the A short. Okay. Okay. It's good. It's good. Go watch VCT. It's one month for London. But the last time I watched VCT was Reykjavik 2020. Now listen. So this timing to get out of the smoke was really good, to be honest. I mean, you had teammates fighting. You saw on the minimap like that enemies are going out. Good timing to help your jet, to help your Sova. So nothing to shit about this, to be honest. Now, once again, you just can't play this type of a position if enemies have Phoenix and Breach. Like, you need a cover for your eyes. Like, depending what type of a team comp enemies have, depends how you can position yourself on a defender side and what you can do. And that is already the info that you should have before the match even begins. Like, in a lobby, you should already have an idea how you want to play that game, and what you can and what you cannot do. Okay, now we know the breach is in the beam, and like, let's just run him down. Okay, good, good. Mechanically, like, I don't feel that you're lacking that much yet. Like, you didn't make any mistake that really poked my eyeballs out, except maybe positioning, you know. But
yeah,
we'll see. Once again, like, you just can't get a good timing onto this smoke if you're doing it in this way for yourself. Like, you need to start here and you need to drop it like this. And I would usually go towards the left angle and take a position like this. If you get flashed or stunned, get out. That's it. I love what Killjoy did, man. Like, you know, this is something that I teach players to do always. Like, always to get on top of the, you know, when your teammates are going from the lower ground, you get up there and then drop on timing and fuck up this guy. That was a really good play by the Killjoy. Now, your play, the only thing I don't understand here is why did you drop a paranoia towards a one-way smoke? I mean,
yeah,
you know, like, so, you know, when you're trying to get better at any video game, like, this applies literally to every single video game. Like, the first thing that you want to learn is all of the fundamentals of that game. Like, every single fundamental. Like, what's important in that game, what you need to know about, like, what are the things that actually allow you to win the matches, and how should you use these things. Then, second thing that you need to learn is how to be hyper efficient at executing those fundamentals. Like, you know, if I use a smoke here, I need to use this paranoia. The smoke is already blocking a vision there, like, you know, there's not gonna be a Mickey Mouse here watching my feet through the smoke. Like, the enemies are probably gonna dodge that smoke and go on to the right side. So if you use this paranoia, you would have probably been good for more than one kill, because here, like, Phoenix would have been blinded, this guy would have been blinded, like, both of these guys would be blind. And they would probably hide behind the wall here. And you will be killing this Spider-Man, jumping onto you, and then when you kill the Spider-Man, we can just go out, go back, and that's it. So this paranoia, inefficiency of this paranoia, actually killed you here to some degree. Like, basically, we could have killed the Spider-Man and you know, then just go out, like, because the Phoenix and Raze would have been paranoid for, like, 2 seconds, and, you know, we would be lucky to get a kill onto this Killjoy. Play as a play was good. It was okay, you know, like, this is how you kind of defend the Amen area of the map, like, alone with Omen. You really don't want to blind the one-way smoke, you know, like, there's really no reason to do that. And also, when you're fighting for the Amen area of the map, and you think enemies are gonna go A, try to persuade, like, whoever is starting A short or on A site to play with you, and take the Amen area of the map first. You know, we already have Phoenix watching the mid. Like, Jet, brother, let's play some double bait, triple bait setup. Like, you know, like, Jet and Omen are really good at fighting for A main and B main, because you can create so many different setups with your teleports and dash ability. Like, for example, Jet can go here, use a dash ability, you bait for her here. Bam, you bait for the Jet, Jet takes a kill, you teleport down here, behind this cover. Trust me, you can do that teleport, I'm just dumb right now. So, you teleport down here, behind the cover. Then, from this position, on timing, we can use a Paranoia, try to go for one more kill. Then, maybe I can use a fake teleport to make the enemies think that I went out. Jet peeks from that angle for a jiggle peek, then I peek with double fight. Then I can use a deep smoke, like this, to actually get out of this position. And we can get out with, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kills, like, literally kill the whole enemy team.
Yeah.
Okay, in this round they have a mixed ultimate. Mixed ultimate doesn't tell you anything, you know, on this map specifically. I really have no idea where the enemies are gonna go. Probably on A, like, one general rule that players usually follow in ranked solo queue on Ascent is when they have these big AoE ultimates, but not a Killjoy ultimate. Like, for an example, Breach ultimate, Mix ultimate. Usually it's the A push, because it's just easier using these ults to take the, you know, A side control, because ultimates, you know, cover the whole site, basically. Yeah. So, you know, once again in this next round, we can kind of gamble around the A site and A short one more time. Maybe we can try fighting for Amen again. You know, this time using a smoke and our Jet, and then deciding what we want to do next. And anyways, whenever you have the Omen ultimate, you can do bigger gambles. Because no matter how you position, I mean, like, you can always use the ultimate to rotate fast and to support your teammates immediately. So yeah, they're probably going A here because of the Breach and Mix ultimate. And it's really good that you're playing on the A side. But once again, you know, if you already have some kind of a read, you know, in this round, only based on this ultimate, I'm like 60% certain that enemies are gonna go A. If I'm already 60% certain that enemies are gonna go A, Phoenix brother, can you come in Amen with me? I'm gonna use a smoke. Enemies are probably gonna try to pass it and stun us. Use a flash on timing. Let's double peek. Let's fuck them up. You know.
Yeah.
Now, when you're in ranked solo queue, like, a lot of the times you're gonna have teammates that don't wanna speak, that don't wanna communicate, that don't wanna play together. But if you don't try, you will never know if they're gonna listen to you or not. So it's better to try than to lose a match, and then you're like, maybe we could have done this play, maybe that play. Try to tell that Phoenix, and if he is mentally dented, okay, fine, like, you know, we can figure out some solo strategy alone. This spot is unplayable for you, as already mentioned.
Yeah.
Like,
you have so many flashes.
You know, here on A side, we can play around the generator, we can play around this small setup, we can play on top of the gen some kind of an off angle. In my playbook, I covered, like, enormous amount of off angles. You can play on top of this position, try to get a pick, then drop down. You can also hide behind this spot, wait for the enemies to hit a switch, and then kill this guy, and then go back. This type of strategy you should try to use at least once. Because since 2022, I didn't see a single player spamming this box ever. So, you know, if you're already defending Ascent alone, and you cannot stop the enemies through the aim and execute and aim and push, you can just hide here, let the enemies take the site, wait for the guy to hit a switch, kill that guy on timing, get out with a teleport. We make a 5v4 numbers advantage, we play a 5v4 retake, we have really high chances of winning this round. This spot is just unplayable for you. Like, we cannot play this position when enemies have a breach stun, 4 flashes, raise boombot. Thankfully they don't have a recon agent, but you know, they don't need it. One good thing is that Mixed Ultimate is probably gonna miss you here, but Mixed Ultimate is most useless ultimate in the game. Literally, like, I don't know what Riot Games was thinking. Like, Mixed Ultimate is literally, feel free to get hit by that shit, like, and just place your crosshair on the angles from which enemies might be pushing at that moment of time. At least it's useless in ranked solo queue. This is gonna be horrible. Like, I already see that this is gonna be a horrible round for you.
It is.
Holy shit, that raise nade was so good, man. Hello, Mr. Flash. My dude. This is how my guy is playing Valorant, like, in this match. Like, you don't play with this setup. Win percentage 0, like, sorry, you cannot see it on stream, like, I'm making jokes. But yeah. You know, this type of stuff is not unlucky. It's not something that you're like, bro, like, what you could have done better is just, it's okay. It's fine. Like, on all of these fast rotation maps, so we have, like, I think 7 fast rotation maps in Valorant. But in the current pool, like, that's Ascent, Fracture, Pearl, and Split. On all 4 of these maps, it's okay, bro. If you cannot defend the bomb set alone, leave the site, play a 5v5 retake. It's fine. Like, it's better than you dying alone for 0 kills, and then you're watching your teammates lose a round 4 versus 5. Thankfully, in this round, once again, they clutched the round for you, but, you know, most of the times in ranked solo queue, your teammates are gonna lose a round like that. Now, in this round, we need to do the B gamble. Why? Very simple, because enemies push the A site 2 rounds in a row, based on their ultimates, and in this round, you know, the best gamble we can make is to play and start on B. Even in the middle of the match, you need to follow the 7 rules that I was talking about at the beginning of this VOD review for reading the enemies. Now, just keep in mind that, you know, these 7 rules kind of branch onto 100 other sub-rules, but I don't think we have time to cover, like, that many rules. If you just follow these 7 rules, like, you're gonna be able to predict the enemies like 60% of times in your ranked matches on the defender side, and that is more than enough to have a good impact in ranked solo queue. And that's like a bare minimum. This angle I will never hold statically in my life. It's way too common, way too pre-fireable. Also, the enemies can peek you from the top. You need to like jiggle peek these angles. Like, you need to cover them like this, in and out. This angle specifically. The only time I would actually hold this angle is with the operator and with 1x scope. So I can still see the enemy that is potentially picking me up, and I can flick onto that guy. So, do you have any tips on how to play properly with the operator? Funny enough, I don't have a single video regarding the operator, but I do plan to make some bigger guide where I'm gonna explain how to use every weapon in Valorant. So I'm probably gonna make it during this summer, in the next 1 or 2 months. Listen to this. Here we should be using the ultimate at the B backside. You know, one thing. So when it comes to reading the enemies, what you're also trying to read in the first few rounds is how enemies usually play. You know, like how fast they're pushing, do they like to lurk, flank, etc, etc. So far in this match, enemies never had a single guy that was a dedicated lurker or flanker, a guy that is always playing alone and taking space. So if Mix is using ultimate on B, plus my Phoenix has the full mid control, that this is all of the info that you need to make a gamble and just teleport backside and support your Vise, Sova, and Jet on the B push. Anyways, on the defender side, you're mostly using the Omen ultimate for fast rotations. And the first opportunity that presents to you to do this, do it. You know, it's the best usage of the ultimate. If you lose this round, we practically lost it because of that, basically.
Okay.
Now listen, whenever you find yourself in this smoke, but enemies still didn't scale out onto the bomb site, you should always teleport towards the stairs immediately. Fuck the paranoia. Don't go for the paranoia immediately. You need to get on a better position to fight the enemies. TP here. If enemies didn't take the site control, and now from this position, you know, like, drop a Paranoimus Rex on Speedway, I don't know, like, wherever you hear the enemies are going, and fight them with your teammates. You want to do this always when you have one teammate on the site, or when enemies didn't take, you know, extra space from you. I know that Phoenix is using the ultimate, but the problem is, like, I really don't want to lose my Vise from that Phoenix ultimate. Yeah, we're not actually gonna kill the Phoenix, but why would I lose the site and one guy, you know, when I can maybe save the life of that Vise, maybe I can just flash the, you know, Phoenix with ultimate. That guy's just pressing a W key, running it down. Very easy to paranoid, very easy to kill. We save the life of our teammates, we defend the bomb site. So we could have, you know, like, won this round maybe with all 5 of the players alive, but it doesn't matter. Like, we still won the round. Yeah. Okay. In this round, I would actually gamble on the B side. I know enemies are not going B. I know I'm not blind, obviously, but I would gamble on the B side only because of the Killjoy's ultimate, and I would probably tell my Jet to fight a bit more aggressively for the B main area of the map. I mean, another way how we can counter that ultimate is just, you know, if we hear the enemies going B, we can just use this smoke, this paranoia, and tell our Jet or whoever we have in a team to take more space here, and we're just pushing the enemies completely back. And since I misgambled in this round, I still have my ultimate to rotate fast on A and just play with my teammates on the A side.
I played pretty badly just now, I think.
Now, if enemies are always using this breach stun, I mean, you cannot even jiggle pick this area of the map, obviously. Like, depending where the enemies are using their utility, depends what you can play and what you can't play. Usually you can dodge this breach stun if you just play on this angle, and from this angle you can use maybe a one-way smoke, and then use a paranoia like this, and still fight the enemies and potentially get a few picks for yourself. Also with the Omen, you know, you can always teleport here, for an example, or make the enemies think that you teleported there, like using a... So you use a smoke, for an example, then fake shrouded steps after the breach stun, then enemies are probably gonna waste a Molotov or Aftershock for that, and once the enemies, you know, are in this area of the map, we can just drop a blind, get a kill. So that's another... You just have enormous amount of ways how you can get a pick in the aiming area of the map with Omen. I need to ask, like, why didn't you upgrade the shield here? Listen, like, even though you have 31 shield, I will still upgrade it here. We have a pretty decent economy. We won, like, what, 4 rounds in a row? Basically, 5 rounds, I think. We started 0-3. No, we started, like, 3-1. So, you won, like, 3 rounds in a row. Always upgrade the shield. Like, if your shield is below 41, upgrade it to heavy shield. You just don't want to die from the Phantom one tap in the head on every single distance. Now, this play that you did here, yeah, I mean, you know, this is a very 50-50 type of a play. And I don't know what, you know, like, this is something that I usually do when I can trust my teammates with closing out the rounds and winning the rounds. In this match, considering that your teammates kind of won some of the rounds for you, and they're playing really good, this play is actually okay. But if you have some dumb teammates that simply, you know, even if I get 2 kills here, and they cannot convert that numbers advantage into a win, I would never go for a play like this. Ever. Unless I have a judge or some shotgun and I'm just trying to trade myself for a few kills. Okay. Okay. You know, this is a 50-50 play. Like, basically, usually you're gonna be good for 1 kill. And it is what it is. But you're always gonna die, you know, in this type of a play.
Yeah.
Like, when you're making this type of a play, you just need to ask yourself is, if I get 1, 2, or 3 kills here and I die, will my teammates be able to close out this round for me? And if you're not certain, or the answer is no, don't go for this type of play. Anyways, you have a lot of different ways how you can get the kill on the A set with Omen. I mean, even when you play Pestle with Omen on A set, like, there's just so many things you can do with your teleports. Like, you know, you can create a setup like this, basically, then play around your smokes, fuck up the enemies with your teleports, like, play in this cover, like, you know, you drop this smoke setup, play here, bam, kill 1 guy, TP in the smoke, then TP some. You can just play with their mind 24/7. Like, A-set is really a playground for Omen. Like, there's so many spots that you can reach with a teleport. Okay, so something I was not speaking about is like on Ascent. If you have no idea where the enemies are gonna go, where do you start? But you can start in A short or bottom mid. Like, that's the safest gamble. I mean, like, you can do fast rotations between A set and B set, and so this is fine. I mean, I don't know based on what you're starting bottom mid right now, but since we fully fucked up the enemy's push on A in the previous round, chances are around 80% that in this round, the first contact between your team and enemy team is gonna happen in mid and B main area of the map. By the way, the reason why I have not been speaking about your mechanics is because most of the mechanical stuff is okay in this match. You do struggle a bit with target switching a bit, you know, like and that is something that we can maybe work on a bit more. And I can give you some of my private Kovacs routines, and you can train that easily.
Sure.
But reaction time is there, you know, like, reaction time is there. Initial flicks are usually very precise, so mechanics are not really the reason why you're a diamond. With this mechanical level, you can be immortal. Immortal 3, basically. Like, you know, of course, some 40-year-old players that got Immortal 3, like, why you cannot get it? Now listen, this angle, you should never be pre-aiming that close to the wall. Because usually if the enemies are peeking you from top mid, very rarely they're gonna go for a jiggle pick in ranked solo queue, and it's better to have the crosshair a bit wider like this, so that you're trying to catch the enemy's fast movement from left to right. And then in the future rounds, if you notice that enemies are jump spotting this angle, then you can prepare your crosshair for the jump spot and try to catch the enemy's head there. But, you know, we never saw the enemies peeking the top mid. We don't know how they're gonna peek it. And usually, if you don't know how the enemies are gonna peek some angle, it's better if you place your crosshair a bit wider and trying to catch the enemy's wide swing.
Yeah.
Oh, how did you hold that? You're from bottom. Okay, that's good, that's good. Good positioning. Listen, like, never hold utility in your hands until you're ready to deploy it. You know, hold your gun here. Anyways, we have a Vice Wall, we have Vice Flash, Vines. Anyways, you cannot use the Paranoia. Right now, hold the gun, hold the market, and wait, you know, check the minimap and wait to see what's gonna happen. But usually, as I said, like, if you don't see that enemies are flooding the site after this initial contact, especially when your teammates get a kill, the next objective for the enemies is probably gonna be this. At least one enemy is gonna be try picking the fights in the mid, and that needs to be your next focus. A bit of a waste of teleport, I'm not gonna lie. Huh? I mean, you could have just jump spotted this angle, to be honest. This rotation justified. I mean, we just lost the teammate in A short. We need to gamble that enemies are gonna be going through the garden. Listen here. Like, when you have the whole team going through the tower, you need to clear the garden first, clear the A short, and then you can focus on the A retake. Like, we cannot be overstacking this position and playing with two of our teammates. Especially when the enemies are in the numbers disadvantage during the post plant. You should always expect from the enemies that they're gonna go for some kind of an aggressive play. I mean, they're the ones under the pressure. They cannot play this post plant passively, otherwise they're just gonna, you know, lose it probably.
Yeah.
So, whenever you're like 4v3, 4v2, 2v1 on the retakes, you need to expect that enemies are gonna be fighting for more space. And that should be your primary objective. You know, like, just clearing these off-roads through which enemies can flank, lurk, and take more space, and then focusing on the actual site retake. Okay, pretty solid retake. I have nothing to shit about except that we should have cleared the garden first. Whenever you're in the numbers advantage, I mean, it's okay. It's okay what you did here. It's fine. It's fine. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We have plenty of time to defuse a spike. We can just search for this guy. It's okay. Okay. We're gonna hide here now. Listen, keep in mind that whenever you have a teammate starting I'm sorry, apologies. Starting in the aiming area of the map here, always give him an early like, basically, you have a teammate peeking the A main, give him this smoke. You have a teammate peeking the short, mid link, give him this smoke. You have a teammate peeking bottom mid, give him this smoke. The only times when you don't want to use these smokes is when your teammates have the operator and, you know, like, let them take a kill. So here, like, your Phoenix should have, like, a one-way in aim in.
Okay.
And especially that one way is very beneficial for Phoenix players, because they can just catch the enemies off guard with a flash. You know, when you do that one way, most of the times, what enemies are gonna do, they're gonna try to counter that one way with something. You know, Jet is gonna drop a smoke here to cross. Enemies are gonna jump through the one-way smoke. They're gonna use a flash or a stun. And then if Phoenix is hiding here with a flash, you know, he knows exactly when to pop that flash. It is 10 times better than pre-assuming that your Phoenix is gonna hit the right timing here to flash the enemies and he's not gonna be caught off guard. Once again, when you're dropping this smoke, drop it a bit deeper towards the enemies so that you always have this little gap for A short. And when you're playing this spot, you really wanna be pre-aiming mainly the short angle, you know, on every 2-3 seconds. But if you use smokes mid and they aren't there, won't you have wasted a potential smoke that you could use to stall enemies on the side they're hitting? It's better to waste a smoke like that than to lose your teammate, and then you're playing a 4v5 round in the first 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Well, that is very unlucky. Like, this is the only unlucky shit that happened. Oh, the guy didn't hit you.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
He didn't.
What the fuck, bro? He's not hit by this. Okay. Just when you teleport behind this box, like, you need to be really precise with the teleport, and you really want to nail this this position right here so that your teleport is fully hidden from the enemies.
Mm.
And then like, bam, kill this guy and then get out. No! You should try to go for a peek here. On a guy that is closing the doors always. Fuck it. I know it's...
Okay.
Especially in the numbers disadvantage. Like if you're 4v5 and you're playing behind this box, either because you chose this as a starting position or you're teleported, try to get a pick onto the guy that is closing the doors. Because that guy that is closing the doors, he's under the most amount of pressure. You know, the guy is exposed from generator, under the site, this position, tower, like, you know. Plus,
Yeah.
I can pop here with a judge at any moment of time and kill that dude. So, try to get a pick onto that guy, if you already teleport here, and then TP into the enemy smoke and reset yourself. Hello, Mr. Raze. It is what it is. We move on to the next round.
Yeah.
So... Listen, you know, when you buy the operator on a defender side, like, you really want to gamble and position wherever, like, enemies have the most tendencies to peek or to push. Like, I don't really understand, like, why would you be starting at the bottom mid when enemies never peek the top mid, for an example?
Yeah.
Like, it's just better for you to start in the A short, holding the tiles, and getting a kill like in mid tiles, for an example. I mean, tiles is something that enemies peeked a lot of the times. You're doing that. I love this a lot. I like that a lot. Once again, you should have done a one-way smoke for that Phoenix. And Jet.
Yeah, I should have, yeah.
It's okay that you didn't rotate here, but you should have followed up this Jet. You know, whenever you have a teammate that is pushing the enemies from behind onto a part of the map where, like, enemies were executing a few seconds ago, you want to support that guy. You know, fuck the map control, especially in a 5v4. Who the fuck cares about that? As long as we play together on a reframe potential, we're gonna win this round. Plus, we have a Vice wall on the B side. You don't need to be on B. I take the mid with a Jet, try to lock down the enemies, and that's it. Generally speaking, in these situations, like, what you want to do is to play with a teammate that has the highest chance of dying first.
Yeah.
And that was probably Jet in this example. I mean, we have a wall here, like, literally doesn't matter. We're always gonna have the info if enemies go through the... Do you remember coaching someone named Simstar? Maybe, I need to check Discord. I know that he passed away, bro, but... I need to check my documents. I saw that shit. Was it a car accident or something like that? Crazy, bro. Crazy bad. Okay. Okay. So I don't know, like on a defender side, like I just feel that you know what's probably fucking up the most in a lot of matches is being a bit more efficient with your positioning and a bit more mindful when it comes to enemy's utility and what you can play and what you can't play, basically during the round. And also maybe reading the enemies slightly better. So that's kind of what I'm getting from your gameplay. I have one training for this specific problem, and I'm gonna share that training with you after this VOD review, and probably is gonna like you know, activate your brain a bit more in a direction of being mindful about utility that is present in the game, and being mindful about actually reading what's happening in a match. Like, just being a bit more present, essentially. Mechanically, just target switching is like, seems like your main problem, and something that you wanna practice. Like, initial flicks are okay, reaction time is there, tracking was fine in most of the fights. Movement is okay. You're nailing the you know, dead zoning and shots like that. So that's okay. Now, when it comes to Omen, it seems like you have a potential to be a really good like player and it seems like the movement playstyle can suit you really well. So usually for the players that find themselves really good on these roles, you know, on the movement agents, it makes absolutely no sense for you to play anything else. You know, if you already have a potential to be a really good like Jet main, Omen main, or a Chamber main, you really want to use that potential. So if I was you, I would probably pick agents in this order for the next 4 months. Like, Jet would be my absolute main on every single map. Omen a flex pick when I don't have controller, initiator, etc. And Chamber as a fill pick if Jet is insta-locked, we already have a controller, and I need to fill with something. And I would just focus myself on mastering these 3 agents for the next 4 to 6 months, and that's it. You have a potential to be a really, really good Jet, Omen, and Chamber main. Is Comax worth buying over Aimlabs? Yes. It's better than Aimlabs. Quite a lot better. I want to see, like, do you remember how many kills you got at the half?
Wait. If I wait, I have my tracker. Wait, let me check it.
Please check. Like, I made a prediction on Twitch chat. I forgot.
Yeah. I'm checking right now. Cause like the game was like yesterday or the day before, so it should be pretty near.
Is it hard to get Radiant on 120 FPS? 120 FPS, 120 hertz. It's okay. It's fine. 60 hertz and 60 FPS is like, you know, it's a challenge. It's a challenge, basically.
I got 6 kills.
You have 6 kills on the half.
Yeah, I only got 6 kills.
Yeah. Okay, so 12 or below. Let's make another prediction. Do they win the first round on the attack? Actually, that's a stupid one. How many kills at the end? Fuck it, like, let's make here 13 and 12, since he only got 6. Okay. Now, Ascent on the attacker side. Everything is anyways explained in the playbook, and, you know, you can just take a look at the playbook, but let's cover it.
Yep,
you know, like, you need to have this mindset when you switch the side. So, first thing I ask myself, which map am I playing? Ascent. What's important on Ascent? A site is my default site. I want to abuse it as much as possible, especially this area of the map. B site is the last thing that I would try to hit on this map. My teammates can make enormous amount of mistakes. Really hard site to be taken in ranked solo queue. But I will still, in the first 4 to 6 rounds, mainly focus myself on playing the basic 5-man strategies. What does that mean? 5-man push A, 2-3 split onto the A site, 1-4 split onto the B site, and 5-man push onto B. I would try to do this and mainly focus on the micro play, like what I do, how I counter the enemies with my executes and my plays. If this playstyle is not working, throw it into a trash can, into a bin, and on Ascent you need to start taking mid control. If the 5-man executes are not working, then 1-1-3 default, we need to take Garden A short or Market and then decide what we want to do. Next, or we simply want to counter the enemies based on whatever the hell we saw in the previous rounds. Now, what you push in the first, like, what is the 7 rules? I talked about them at the start of this VOD review, so just watch the stream after I finish it. Like, I really can't repeat it. Long topic. Now, if enemies on Ascent have 0 sentinels, in the first round, you can go both A and B, it doesn't really matter. You can do a 5-man push A, 5-man push B. If enemies have 1 sentinel, you always do a 5-man push on A in the first round. If enemies have 2 hardcore sentinels, in the first round, you always do a 2-3 split onto the A site, or a 1-4 split onto the B site. In this match, they have a Killjoy as a solo sentinel, and we should be going for a 5-man push on A. Because even if that Killjoy is playing on the A site, she cannot really fuck us up that much. You know, it's like whatever. Especially considering what type of execute you should be doing on the A site. And if Killjoy is on the B side, well, that's a problem. You know, if she stacks the Speedway with Molotovs, well, you're probably gonna have a few teammates dying there, and we're gonna be in a lot of trouble. In this match, also what we need to worry about is Breach. You know, Breach stun in A main, B main, we need to be ready to dodge it. And Phoenix. You know, like, we need to be ready for Molly, Flash. How do we counter this play? You just let your teammates pass, you know, a bit in front of you, and you play behind this cover until your teammates reach this position. This play, how do we counter? Start on top and be ready to peek from the top to kill the Phoenix after the flash. Or if you hear the Molotov, just drop the Paranoia immediately, push the Phoenix down, drop down yourself, and immediately engage that Phoenix. What rank is this Omen? Diamond 2, but he doesn't play the game that much. Just a second, let's, you know, Valorant servers. And to be honest, for a Diamond player, like, you know, you have the right ideas, but just execution is not there. Like, you're not super efficient with your utility. A lot of utility are wasting left and right. And that's something that you really need to focus on a bit more. But it kind of seems that you really didn't main or master any agent in Valorant. Like, you're playing a lot of characters. And when you play so many agents, and it's just really hard to understand how you should use utility to the highest possible potential. And, you know, every game you need to adapt to a different playstyle. So you really need to lock yourself onto only 3 characters moving forward. Finally, Neon got a wheelchair. It feels really bad. Really, like, the bunny hopping feels like really bad. Who will they cry for? Yeah.
30 seconds left.
Just a momentous. Okay, in this one we're going B. So in the first round with Omen, you always want to go for some kind of a semi-aggressive execute, where in the same time you're supporting both yourself and your teammates. On the attacker side of Ascent, you should always go for the classic light shield, 2 shrouded steps and 2 smokes. If you're going B in the first round, use this smoke first, this smoke second, teleport in this gap right here, immediately take the stairs from the gap. Also, once you teleport here, just briefly check above you to see if anyone is in the smoke. Check the stairs, get into this position, and then you can just keep the control of the smoke. Or, you know, from this position, if you see that no one is stairs, like, you can just immediately teleport there, or teleport into this corner, like, close the switch and go into the site with your teammates. You need to go for some semi-aggressive play, because once again, you don't know how much you can trust your teammates and what the hell they're gonna do. Plus, in this match, they have a mix stun, breach, flash, Phoenix flash. We really need to play a bit more aggressively. Bandit and 2 smokes.
Yeah.
I would not go for that in the first round on Ascent.
Yeah.
Like, the problem is, like, you really want to have you really want to have like, can you do deadlock tips? You mean the game deadlock or or Asian deadlock? Now, and I'm not joking. I don't know what you mean. So Bandit with 2 smokes is something I would do only on Abyss, Icebox, and maybe Breeze, and that's it. Like, it's too much of a gamble on Ascent, because it's quite easy to defend these choke points, and if your teammates don't want to move in, like for example, you know, after this kill, we should be going in, but it's gonna be super hard for you to go in because we don't have a teleport, and I don't know what my jet is gonna do. Is that 120 grams wired mouse really setting me back? It's really bad for FPS games. Like, to be honest, you know, for FPS games, I would always aim for something that is below 70 grams. Always. What other agents can I flex if I'm in chamber? Maybe jet. I don't know. Like, some movement shit. Agent deadlock. But, I mean, when we do a deadlock WOD review. Nice shots. But you see, well, this is what I'm talking about. Like, I mean, our jet is being chilling in the beam-in behind us. Like, we didn't take an inch of the space on the beam-in. And even though you got 2 kills here, we're still stuck in this area of the map. And now we're getting a smoke in our face. And, you know, now we need to make this stupid rotation. But already after the Phoenix kill, if you had a teleport, we could have just TP'd in, take the space. That's it. On Ascent, like, generally, like, classic light shit, 2 smokes, 2 shot steps, and that's what you should always be buying. And playing semi-aggressively. Now, here we should definitely rotate. I mean, like, we wasted so much time in the... in this, like, in this beam and area of the map. We need to make a move. I mean, in this type of situations, you have 2 options in ranked solo queue. Either we instantly do the rotation from B to A, or we cut the noise for 20 seconds, and then we go for a rehit. Usually in the first round, I would go for the cut the noise strategy, because players are very undisciplined in ranked solo queue, you know? Like, maybe Mix is gonna peek the beam-in for the info, die. Players rotate really fast, left and right, especially when they stop your push, so... that's what I would do, but what you're doing right now is also fine. Just, the problem is, like, you're going through the spawn, while 2 of your teammates are going through mid. You should have gone through mid with Jet and Vice. Because they're probably gonna be getting some kind of a contact with the enemies. You know, if enemies are market and then CT. Now, in this 3v2 round, it literally doesn't matter at 58 seconds where we go. The only thing that matters is that we slow down a bit. We have a numbers advantage. We want to push A site and B site only through the main area of the map and try to regroup our teammates.
Oh, yeah.
So here we should either do a 3-man push through A main or 3-man push through B main. And we should tell our Vice come back in the A main area of the map with us. We applied enormous amount of pressure. Enemies don't know if we're gonna go through A main, B main, mid. If we keep ourselves together and we clear all of these angles from back to front, like we're not fighting in some crossfire setups or alone, we win this round easily.
That's what's gonna happen. Like, we're gonna get cooked because we didn't take main.
Now, you know, one rule that I always give to the players: you push a short area of the map. You push some bomb site only through the short area of the map. The number 1 shit that you do is you clear the main area of the map. You just need to do it. So here we cannot start planting the spike before we clear the A main. But also, I don't know why you're forcing the plant here so much. Like, brother, you have 50 seconds to finish this round. We can just play with a Vice. Maybe we can clear the garden, clear the tower, then clear the site, and then plant the spike. You know, when you have so much time to clear the angles and to take the space, use that time in a 2v2. Like, everything is better than dying alone or dying because of luck and timings.
Yeah.
And this spike plant position is also a bit crazy, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, you're exposed, like, you don't know if someone is
Yeah.
here, 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 and in the Amen as well. That's crazy. I mean, like, if I already want to plant the spike this wide open from so many different angles, and I have no idea where are these last two enemies. I mean, we know that one enemy is here, but I don't know where's the raise. Drop a smoke like this and pray for the best, basically. So, moral of the story is, planting the spike should never be your highest priority. Making a right play, clearing the angles, and getting some information is always more important for you. We can plant the spike at any moment of time. You just need 4 seconds for that. We can plant the spike in the last 4 seconds. But if we die like this, you know, that's a really stupid and a really unnecessary and a pointless death.
Yeah.
The whole round was way too overcomplicated. Now, in the second round, on Ascent, you have 2 options. Option number 1, we can force a few marshals and try to get the kills on mid. Because usually players peek the mid quite a lot with Outlaws in this second anti-eco round on a defender side. And maybe we can go for some body shots and delete those enemies. Option number 2, a 5-man push onto B set again. Why would I go B set again? Because it is far more unpredictable. If I go A right now, my grandma can read that play. You know, like, because I just failed the B push, enemy stopped me, and if I was in the enemy team, I would think that you're gonna go A, for an example, and we wanna avoid these stupid rules. So right now, the best thing that we can do is make some kind of an aggressive play onto the B site. Like, for example, you know, once again, we can do the same setup. Let's buy a shorty, 2 smokes, 1 shrouded step. Hey guys, let's send it B again. Once again, we can maybe drop some improvised smoke here to cover both CT and the stairs a bit. We can do the smoke here, teleport under, and try to kill that Phoenix or whoever the fuck was in the market in the last round. Is coaching your full-time job? Yes. Like, literally, like, I'm only spending time on that these days. Like, I'm not even playing Valorant for the last... Like, since 2024, I play like 200 hours of Valorant. I don't have time. Lazy Blumen, you can check this. Check this link. There you have everything explained, like. Also, listen, in these eco rounds, don't play defaults if it is possible in ranked solo queue. I mean, you know, when you play a strategy like this, in an eco round on the attack, you're just telling me, I trust that my eco teammates are gonna win these 1v1, 1v2 fights. Brother, the sides have switched. I have no idea how good are your teammates on the attacker's side. I have absolutely no idea, you know, what your teammates are gonna do. Your teammates are fighting in a huge disadvantage as well. I mean,
yeah.
So, like, this is a huge gamble. Like, you would have much higher chances of winning this round if we do some kind of an aggressive play on A site and B site, and we're just trying to fight, you know, 5v2, 5v1, 5v3 on some bomb site or in one area of the map. Are you coaching console? No, I don't. Okay. You know, there's nothing to do here. Like, at least now we know that Phoenix likes to play more aggressively, which, anyways, we should be expecting from the beginning. Just, it's, you know, when you play eco rounds like this, you're gonna lose them 90% of the times. 99% of the times in ranked solo queue. But if you do a 5-man push somewhere, especially in an area of the map that is a bit more unpredictable, such as going B right now, you know, I know that in this round, enemies are maximum gonna have like 1 or 2 teammates on B. Because I failed the B push in the last round, and it's more logical for them to focus on this part of the map. Because they think I'm afraid to go B again, but I'm not, like. Anyways, like, you know, one of the best patterns that you can develop on the attacker side in the first 3 rounds is doing a 5-man push onto the same bomb site. Because then in the fourth round, like you can always do a fake, and you also gain enormous amount of information how the enemies are playing on that one side of the map and how you can counter them. It's far more unpredictable than, you know, one round you go B, then you go mid, then you go A, then mid. Like, anyone can read that pattern. I have 110 hours on Yoru. How do I study place of Exter? Brother, don't play Yoru now. Like, that's all I'm gonna tell you. Like, Yoru is in a really bad spot right now. Like, the only players that can still play Yoru are the players that already mastered the previous Yoru. I mean, okay, you can still make him work. But look at the Exter, for example. Like, my dude is Yoru. Like, he is the Yoru. And he has a negative KD and win rate and ADR. Everything is negative in this act. It's really hard to play Yoru right now. He is like maybe B tier right now. Maximum for ranked solo queue. You see, like, you're just making it easier for the enemies to read you and to predict what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
Like, now, you know, like... Also, we're making a terrible play here. So what's bad about this round? On Ascent, whenever enemies are playing some kind of an eco halberd bonus, you don't need this part of the map. Just do a 5-man push in the first 4 to 6 rounds on the attacker's side, whenever enemies are eco halberd. Like, doing a 5-man push on B, when enemies are playing a bonus round. That's crazy work, man. Crazy hobby. So, you know, on the attacker's side, just on both macro and micro level, you can be doing something better. On macro level, you can be leading your teammates a bit better. And you should try, at least. You know, like, take the spike. Hey, guys, let's go B. You don't want to go B? I'm just going to send a spike and you lose the round. I don't know, like, persuade them somehow, don't be toxic, of course. And also, like, on a micro level, like, you had to play the first round semi-aggressively. Then the second eco round, we should just do a 5-man aggressive push, and you should be playing aggressively as Omen as well. Now, in this third round, in a bonus round, we're sending our teammates into the most claustrophobic part of this map, where they can just mow us down with shotguns and close-range weapons. So, yeah, not really the best look. Not really the best macro place. Still worked out though, but yeah. Listen, when you're planting the spike on B side, always plant the spike here. And when you're planting the spike on A side, the perfect spot most of the time would be this position right here, because you can see it like it's very overexposed, and no matter where your teammates decide to play, you know, if they decide to outmaneuver the enemies through tower, wherever, like, they can still easily check it, fuck up the enemies, kill them. Like, when you plant the spike here, like, you know, backside just doesn't have a vision onto the spike at all. On this position, the only spot from which we don't have the vision on the spike is if your teammates are playing from A short. But, I mean, they can just swing out and peek, like, whatever. And you still have a one-way. You know, like, we can still drop a improvise one-way onto this position. Now, how you play the pulseless on the B side completely depends what your teammates are doing. If your teammates are playing more aggressively, you play with them. If they're playing passively, on A side, you usually want to hold this position and play from this spot. And on B side, you always want to play around the boxes. Like, either up or around them in some kind of a way. I will be trying to use this angle, this angle, this angle to get the picks and get the solo fights. But also depends on the enemy's utility as well. In this specific round, like, we should just be playing with our Phoenix. And, you know, because he looks really angry and really aggressive.
Yeah.
Do you guarantee rank up? Only in my Radiant coaching programs. RCP Elite and Ultimate. And only if you follow the stuff that I tell you to follow. Like, if I actually see the amount of games that I tell you to play and then they should doing the training that I tell you to do. That smoke, I don't know what was this for, man. Like, keep in mind that when you have a huge numbers advantage on the retakes or I don't know, like post plans, whatever, try to limit your utility usage only to necessary, only to the bare minimum that you need to do. Like, for example, here we don't need anything. We just need to play a perfect refrag game and position accordingly to how our teammates are positioning to refrag them. We should have played with the Phoenix because I don't see this angle. I don't see this angle if I don't play with the Phoenix. And my Sova and my Jet are playing super passively anyways. What is bare minimum utility? Dropping a one-way here. You know, that one-way is not gonna fuck you up. It's not gonna fuck up your teammates. It's whatever. You know, like, we have time to do that. Enemies are open in some area of the map. Okay, flash them, peek them, kill them. Like, that's a bare minimum. Like, going for some, you know, crazy smoke setups, some teleports, like, place your crosshair in the wall, be ready to swing out as soon as your teammates get in a fight. Just make sure that you're positioning properly to your allies. There's smoke. You literally give a smoke for the enemies to move into the smoke and go into the side, kill the Phoenix, and, you know. Thankfully, the Jet died, so, you know, the smoke was not that problematic. Okay. So we have a Sova ultimate, they have a Phoenix ultimate. Okay. What's really a problem in this match, like, you're really giving enemies such an easy time of reading you, you know, like, first round we go B, second round we go for the A split, third round we go B, then in the fourth round we go A. But come on, man, like, like, basically all of the rules that I'm teaching you to read on a defender side, these rules you really want to avoid on the attacker side if that is possible. But okay, let's see how this is gonna work. Whenever your teammates are starting in the aiming area of the map, always silently jump onto this position and be ready to go for a refrag. Even if the enemy smoke you off, at least hold the paranoia, be ready to flash out, drop down, and that's it. I would not be using an early blind paranoia based on no information, because it's a bit of a waste. Especially since I have a Sova with a dart, I have a Phoenix with a flash, I have a Vice with a flash, I have Jet with a smoke, I have, you know, Sova with a drone. So there's no reason to waste such a big, impactful utility in Amen as soon as the round starts. I mean,
have some pretty bad smokes as well.
Your flash is 10 times better than, you know, any of these abilities. The arrow, charlatan arrow, bro. Like, he was watching my streams, definitely. Like, that's how I do arrow on Sova. What the fuck was that? That's a good smoke, bro. Like, by the flash by the Phoenix, to be honest. Listen. So one problem that you kind of have on the attacker side is the timing of your utility. Like, you really need to always be 2 steps ahead of your teammates when you're using your smokes and utility. Otherwise, you won't have the time to support them and play with them.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you will also have to use an earlier utility only for you to have a chance to play with your most aggressive teammates. Like here, for example, if I'm doing a 5-man push on A, as soon as my teammates are running like this, I'm dropping a smoke for short, I'm dropping a smoke for tower, ready to use a paranoia, and ready to teleport into this or this position. Like, by the time that my Phoenix moves into the smoke, this smoke right here, I need to have both smokes down. And if I wasted both of my smokes, and my teammates don't want to go in, it's okay. It's fine. It is 10 times better then you miss timing your utility because your teammates are just running it down. Here, you know, like, if you use your smokes, if you did a paranoia for the generator and you moved in, your teammates probably would have been able to follow you, your jet can go in, and we can take the bomb site immediately. I've never seen this smoke setup in my life, so you need to guide me here, like, tell me your idea, like, how can we push the...
It was to block heaven, but the problem is that it was pretty bad for a link. Like after, for example, after this round, my Phoenix asked me like to smoke link instead of twice heaven. So yeah, that was pretty bad smokes.
How can we push the A side without a smoke on short? What is the idea there?
I don't know.
So, you know, especially when you have only one smoke for the execute on Ascent, you just need, like, you need to have this smoke. And on B side, you need to have the smoke for the market. Like, yeah, like, so TLDR is, your teammates are running here, you should have done this smoke, this smoke, your teammate is here, paranoid, and you should be doing this. Taking the space, killing the killjoy, moving into the site.
Yeah.
This is a crazy work, I'm not gonna lie. What's even more funny is, like, we're actually taking the kills and winning the rounds. What the fuck?
That was yeah.
No, like, the problem of all of this is just that you don't have enough repetition on any of these agents. Like that's your really big problem and enemy, basically. Like, you didn't spend enough time consistently on any agent. And then basically the easiest way to rank up in any video game is just find what suits you the best. You know, like, in the first few hours, like 100 hours, you can fuck around and find out a bit. Like, test this agent, that agent, learn all of the basic utilities and see, you know, what you enjoy the most. But then you need to narrow down yourself on 2 or 3 picks maximum. On every hero-based game, League of Legends, Deadlock, Valorant, Overwatch, Marvel Rivals, you cannot play 30 characters, 50, 60, 100.
Yeah.
It's just not efficient. Now listen, the best position from which you can hold the enemy's peak from the tower is this spot here. On this position, a player that is playing lower has an advantage over the player that is playing higher. So this spot is one of the best spots that you can hold for the enemies that are peeking from the tower, especially because nobody is pre-aiming this spot, ever. Like, they need to clear the main, clear this, clear the generator, and upper position of gen as well. So here, especially because of this guy has the operator, we can just hold that angle. Now, I know you're 2v1, so you don't need to do that. You know, we can just play passively and play on the jet contact. But just in the future rounds, like, an idea. Here, you definitely need to be the first contact because you're low HP. And, I mean, it's better for you to die than for your jet. And this is one of the very, very rare rounds where I would act as a sacrificial lamb. Okay. What's the way to get better aim buys without playing boring repetitive aim training games? The best way is to play boring repetitive aim training games. I don't know, like, with aim labs and kovacs you get the most amount of repetition in the shortest amount of time. Aim labs, kovacs, deathmatch, practice range, that's the only thing we have in Valorant. 6-7 views, 6-7 Toby, brother. I need to start streaming at normal times. Like, I'm doing these streams like at 12 AM, like, but I don't have time during the day. Once again, you know, we know we're playing against the Phoenix and Breach. We need to play this position to counter the Phoenix Flash, and then we can move in. If your teammates are running you down, like this, feel free to use your utility as soon as the round starts. I mean, if you're playing with the teammates that are just pressing the W key, and the choke point is really close to the position from which you're starting the round, fuck it, bro. Like, feel free to do this, basically. And in this match, because they have a Phoenix, you know, and Breach in the team, I would actually be using this flash as a default flash every round. Because in B-main, like, you really don't have any other efficient way to counter that utility usage. I mean, we can make the fake steps and go back, but try explaining that to your average diamond teammate. Like, so it's okay if you use this paranoia, like, every round against this team comp. Okay, not bad. I love this. Servus from Germany. Oh. Yeah. Bitteschön. Where are you from in Paris? From France? Which town?
Paris.
Paris, the most beautiful city ever, man. Like, I've been to 50 different vacations, man. Like 50 different. And I always hated French people, I'm not gonna lie, like for some reason. Like I always I hate the French language. It sounds really bad for me, but that's my opinion. Like it is not really valid. It's a good language. And I was always like I never wanted to visit like Paris because of that reason. And I went last year to Paris, the best people ever, the best city ever, the best fucking country ever. Like, and I visited like 20 different countries. Like, I was amazed, bro. Like, good job. You made a really nice city. Okay, listen. In this postman here, if you have one teleport, and we are playing a passive postman on the B side,
the boxes?
Yeah, like you use a TP here, and immediately get onto an off angle like this, or off angle like this, based on, you know, take the cover from the speedway, you can hold this, or take the cover from the stairs and you can hold this. Or if enemies are only coming through speedway, you can just hold this, bam, try to get one kill, then we can reposition and then play the refrag with our allies. But this spot is really bad. Like, generally speaking, I would always avoid this position. Mainly because it's because of this shit. You know, if you already want to play around this spot, I would usually play here and just on timing try to kill the enemies that are going through the speedway. Or playing an off angle like this, so I can hold the stairs and try to kill this guy and then kill the enemies above you. Because, you know, the enemies here usually are gonna path like this. And they're not gonna see you in time, and you know you can do this and then this.
For example, like I thought my teammate was like watching it, cause like she didn't wallbang me, she just like picked. So I thought my teammate was watching this, so I didn't think like she would be able to pass like that.
I understand, but generally, like you know, just avoid this position. It's not really optimal at all. Okay. we are the ABCDEFG ministers. Marshall in this round. I don't know about that. I mean, you're playing Omen. You're far more efficient at aggressive executes and plays. You know, like with Omen, if I have to get some eco weapon on the attacker side, I would probably go with a stinger, with a bandit. You know, maybe with some shotgun to shove it up into the enemy's ass. But Marshall, only if I'm gonna be contesting enemies on mid, and I maybe wanna, like, enemies are always peeking short or bottom mid, and I can, you know, use an early teleport up here, and just try to get a pick onto this guy right here, or hold an enemy peeking through short and try to get a pick there. Moin von Deutschland zurück. Zurück, my friend. Okay, Phoenix lurked into the B site and got a full B site.
Yeah.
When smoking generator for an aggressive TP into a site, should the smoke... Other smoke be for the doors or heaven? Doors. So, you want to smoke this, and then smoke this.
Okay.
Somebody asked in the chat, but, you know, that's info for you as well. Okay, I mean, this rotation now is fine. We should still clear the site. You know, we should still behave like there might be an enemy there and check all of these positions one at a time. You should have cleared the backside as well. I mean, we really Phoenix just... When your teammates do this type of lurks and flanks, never behave towards that lurk and flank like that Phoenix cleared every angle. Like, you never know. If you're not tracking the minimap 24/7, and you don't know exactly what he cleared, check the backside, check the site, and... You know, unless you have 4 seconds to plant the spike, it's always better to be safe rather than sorry.
Yeah.
These fights you really don't want to take. Always keep in mind that your teammates can easily lose a 1v2, 1v3, 1v4, 1v5. I mean, if you're dead, it's 1v4. So, relax. I mean, if you're already 1v4, drop a one-way smoke. Now this mix cannot move through that one-way. This round is ours. Stay alive, preserve your economy, save the gun, save the shield. We build strong economy and that's it. Avoid this type of fights, like, you really don't need to take them ever. No, I mean, you can support your teammates with a paranoia. That's always acceptable. Especially if they're running that enemy down. I guess that was fine. But yeah, we can just finish this round, like, passively and be done with it.
Yeah, BA, I'm doing simple.
Listen, like, you don't need to bother yourself with a paranoia so much if you don't hit the timing to use it. Fuck it, if your jet already dashed in before you use the paranoia, save it and we can use it from the site. And especially now where the paranoia is kinda shortened, you know, like the range is not as big as before, but it's okay. It's sometimes even better if you use it when you teleport, because now I can actually paranoia enemies wherever the hell they are on the bomb site. A lot of the times with this change, I kind of stopped using paranoia for the actual executes, and I use it once I enter the site with my teleport and my duelist. You know, this is an absolute waste. Just TP in, and then when you get the info, use it somewhere.
Yeah.
Now, the only reason why what you're doing right now is fine is because Killjoy's ultimate is shit. But usually in these situations, where enemies use a Killjoy ultimate before you even planted the spike, either we fight to kill that ultimate, or we abort the mission and we just reset the round. Once again, we can cut the noise for 20 seconds and hit the A set again, or we can just immediately, you know, go on to B and that's it. It's way too dangerous, you know, planting the spike if Killjoy uses an ultimate like this, for an example. I mean, she can use the ult, nanoswarms here, the round can go in so many different directions. But since she used this tower, you know, tower like ultimate, it doesn't matter that much. Oh, so I destroyed it as well. Okay, okay. Okay. Whenever you're holding tight angles, always hold it with the aim down sight. Anyways, on an angle like this, you go for 1 bullet, 2 bullets, 3 bullets maximum. So there's no reason to play with a hip fire. we don't have a spike there. What you can use in this situation is just improvised, you know, one way. Like, for example, we can finish the fight with the breach first, try to kill that guy. Or if Vice is peeking the Phoenix, just use a smoke like this and tell the Vice to peek when the smoke deploys. That's a free kill for the Vice. This is also interesting. I mean, not a bad idea. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I mean, the guy blocked the vision on the chamber, and to fight the Phoenix, like, I like creativity. That's always a W. That's why I think that you can be a really good, like, chamber, Jet, and Omen player. Yeah, that's really good what you're doing with the teleports. Like, I love that you're using the fake ones. Very good finish of the round. Really good, to be honest. To be honest, like, on Ascent, when you see that enemies have so many AoE ultimates and big ultimates, usually the best play is to play default. Like 1-3-1, take mid, and then decide what to do next.
Yeah.
But
like,
okay.
We'll see here that we're gonna fail like the execution here.
And as I said, like, when you're playing against this team comp, where the enemies have a breach stun and Phoenix flash, like, feel free to use the paranoia in the aim and beam in always, and then, you know, better than, because it's really hard countering that setup in the beam in. Pope Vincent.
I called the rotation here, but they didn't want to. I don't think they wanted to rotate.
But once again, in these situations, like when your execute fails, you always have two options. Like, you can either cut the noise for 20-30 seconds and then reheat that same site, or you can immediately rotate and go on to opposite part of the map. Any of these two plays is decent. You know, it can work. Both plays are like, you know, 50-50. Just cutting the noise and reheating the same site usually has a higher success rate in ranked solo queue, because just players in Valorant are very undisciplined, you know, like they rotate really fast, they don't think that much, and also a lot of times what's gonna happen is, you know, you're holding the B-man here, enemy Phoenix goes for a jiggle peek, he dies, and you open the site for free. Okay. Okay, very good, very good. We are using our brain, that's good. Always a good sign. And very good that you're going B. You know, now this is far more unpredictable than you going on mid again or A, like, you know. Obviously, enemies are gonna have less pressure on B right now. Shit. Usually, like, when you're teleporting, so, on A site, most of the times, if you need to do some blind teleport to support your teammates, you want to go here. Like 90% of times. On B side, you want to teleport into the speedway as your teammates are going through the choke point and do this. This teleport is a bit risky because, I mean, if people like to play these two angles and you're quite overexposed, bad shit can happen. What's the name of the palace that is close to Paris? I forgot. Like, small city, big palace. The name of the palace that is close to the Paris.
Like the Opéra de Paris?
Versailles. Versailles. How do you call it in English?
What? We have Arc de Triomphe. We have.
Yeah, Grilio knows what I mean. Like, in the chat, like, how to say this in English in France? Like, look at my screen.
Versailles.
Yeah, Versailles.
It's in Paris.
Yeah. I know it's not in Paris. Like I just told you, it's like
yeah.
30 minutes away from the
Okay, yeah.
Paris. Like that's also beautiful shit, man. Like
Yeah. It is amazing. Yeah, the website is. That was pretty bad.
Listen. So this execute, good. What I don't like here is once again you didn't check the backside. You never know. You know,
Yeah.
one guy might be camping here with a shotgun. You need to check it. Fuck it. Plant was okay. Now keep in mind when the breach ultimate is coming directly at you, you can try dodging it by teleporting over it. But also your idea here to teleport into this corner was acceptable. Like that was also good.
Yeah.
Yo! Madre mia, eh? Like, we got blinded by the breach, then by the Phoenix, and everyone is blind. Crazy round. Diamond, by the way. This is Diamond Lovey. Okay, overall, on the attacker side, like, generally, first of all, you need to give your teammates a bit better ideas of what they should be doing on a macro level and try to lead them a bit. You know, like, based on the team compositions, based on the economy, and based on the map that you're playing, in the first 4 to 6 rounds, we can have much better strategies. Like, they don't need to be too deep, just we want to avoid some of these patterns that are way too predictable, and we need to make enemy's job a bit harder. Once again, even on the attacker side, you need to adapt a bit better to the enemy's utility. And just, you know, analyze a bit the matches that you play. Like, you know, you play a match where enemies had a very weird team composition, or a very stacked team composition, such as Breach and Phoenix. Analyze, you know, where they're using their utility and what you can maybe counter in the future matches. With the Omen, on the team level, like, you're just missing a bit better timing to use your utility in order to play together with your allies. Like, when your teammates are just running it down, fuck it. As soon as the round starts, drop one smoke, second smoke, be ready to use paranoia, send it. You know. Then utility usage, that's just something that, you know, you need to get better with time, a bit more efficient once again, like as you're mastering Omen. And I really think that Jet, Omen, and Chamber Playbook on Discord are going to help you a lot with mastering these agents. And after this VOD review, I'm going to share with you, like, some of the private coaching videos that are going to discuss all of these topics a bit in depth. I'm going to give you one training that you're going to follow for the next 2 months. I'll give you an aim training that can maybe help you a bit with, I mean, mechanically just target switching can be a bit better. Like, you know, when there's 2 enemies, you kill the first one quite fast and quite easily, but the second flick is usually problematic. Everything else seemed okay. It's just one VOD review, so I really don't know you that much.
Yeah.
And when it comes to like overall team play, it was okay. I mean, the match was not that deep, so I don't know exactly, you know, like how would you react in other situations, but it was okay, except that we were losing the timing to play with our teammates. Also, keep in mind that in the first round, you really need to play semi-aggressively. You really need to have one teleport with Omen to go for some plays, because you don't know if your teammates are gonna do the execute for you. And in eco rounds, play a bit more aggressively. You know, try to outplay the enemies, try to paranoid them, go for some TP, experiment a bit. You know, like, so that you develop a feeling for that playstyle. I mean, it's okay. You know, now even if you die 100 times trying to do some play, it's better than not trying anything and always playing in the same way that is not working for you. For an example, like, get out of your comfort zone, die 100 times, 101st time, you will realize what type of timing you need to hit and how to actually perform that specific play. You're mainly, as I said, like, probably very inconsistent because you don't have a main agent and you need to lock onto the characters. And what I would also advise you for the next 7 weeks, every week, try to focus on learning one map from my playbook. So every week,
Okay.
watch every single video that I made for Ascent, for an example, and for that week, just make a playbook for yourself on Ascent, for an example, and how you want to play on Ascent in the first 4 rounds, on both attack and defense, which positions you want to abuse, how you want to abuse them, etc, etc. Then the second week, move on to Split. Third week, Pearl, then Lotus, then Haven, then Fracture. Then there's going to be a new map rotation. You work on the 8th map. So 1 week, 1 map. And try to build some textual playbook for yourself. Like with, Valorant images and then some small notes of, in the first round, play this position, play this strategy. If enemies have this, these ultimate abilities, what should I do? Like, for example, on Lotus, like, I specifically always tell players, like, if you see that Breach or, any AoE ultimate agent is one away from the ultimate, one orb away from the ultimate, or they have the ultimate, you need to be focused more on this area of the map, and, 80% of times, enemies are probably going to send it towards the seaside, for an example.
Okay.
So some of these rules, like, you can implement in your gameplay, and I'm also going to share with you the videos that are going to cover the rest of the stuff that we were talking about here. Now, when it comes to sensitivity, it's okay. I didn't see any problems with the sensitivity that you use. And what we can do right now, since I'm doing this for the first time, share me your screen, go into Valorant, and go into practice range. I just want to check your settings a bit to see if we can change anything there.
I can't do that right now because my PC is dead, but
Okay.
Probably tomorrow if you're free or something like that.
Never mind. Like, you can just record the video where you go through all of your settings, and I'll tell you if there's anything that you can maybe change or switch up. But in the game, I didn't notice anything that was like poking my eyes out. Plus, I can see that you're a doctor and you have like a lot of stats on your patient. Other than that, everything else we're gonna talk, discuss through private messages. And once you go through all of the videos and content, keep in mind for the next 7 days you have my 24/7 support. Whichever topic you want to discuss, any additional questions, I'm there for you during this week. And now, do you have any questions?
What's like the thing I should focus the most, like from now? Like if I start tomorrow playing, what should I focus on?
First thing that I would advise you to do is go through the training that I'm going to share with you and instantly apply that training. And aim training as well. Second thing, go through all of the private coaching videos that I'm going to share with you and take down the most important tips from these videos that I'm going to share with you. And try working on these tips and these rules and this training for the next 1 week. Then the third thing, on a defender side, you need to become a bit more efficient with your positioning and with your utility usage. Like, basically, you're wasting tons of utility for nothing. Like, for example, you use a fake shrouded step to reveal the enemies on an angle where you can just jump spot them and where there's no reason to use a fake shrouded step in this situation. Like, you use fake shrouded steps only to outplay the enemies, like to make them think that you teleported here, and then you pick them from this angle and kill them, for an example. Or, your teammates are taking some space and you're not giving them a one-way smoke or a smoke to cover them up. So generally just overall utility usage that I already covered in the playbook. And so the third thing that you can do is go through all of the Omen videos, Jet videos, and Chamber videos in my playbook, general guides. How to use utility, what are the most important things to focus on, and just work on that for the next, 2 weeks, for an example. And generally just pay more attention on utility usage, like, is this smoke wasted? Did I place the smoke at the right moment of time? Is this paranoia wasted? And I'm going to share with you the questions that you can use to analyze these clips. Like some blueprints, like how to self-analyze and self-review. Then the fourth thing, on the attacker side, you need to keep a better distance between you and your most aggressive teammates. You're losing the distance, your Phoenix is, in a lot of rounds, I don't know, your Phoenix or Jet are here, and you're here using your paranoia. Fuck it, you want to use your paranoia, 1 second before your teammates go out through this smoke, so that as the paranoia is traveling, you're getting into smoke and ready to TP out and contest the enemies in that fight. And the sixth thing that I will focus on, mainly on a defender side, is you definitely want to use more angles and more off angles to fuck up the enemies as they're moving through some position. Like, I'm going to give you an example. Like, you're defending aim and area of the map. You use this to take initial duel. Like, you don't need to get here and play this position. You know, it's much better. Okay, if you're already going to teleport here, don't get stuck there. TP up here, but then instantly use this angle and try to get another kill. Then, from this angle, I don't know, go into this position. Then use this off angle in a safe way to try to get another kill. Then, paranoia to get another kill. Then we have a second shrouded step to reposition, use another angle to get another kill. So, what you're not doing enough on a defender side, you're not abusing as many angles as possible to take these 70, 30, 60, 40 fights where you have some kind of an advantage and where you actually play with the enemy's mind. Like a lot of, you know, a lot of times what happens is like, okay, you're gonna hold some tight angle, try to get a kill there, but then you just instantly take a clean fight, 50-50 fight, and you either win that fight or die. But instead of that, you should be figuring out how to use as many different angles and pieces of your utility to take as many of these safe fights to potentially get a kill or a pick before you end up in some 50-50 situation. So you can be efficient there. But I have a video that's gonna cover this topic completely, so most of the stuff is gonna be covered through these private coaching videos that I'm gonna share with you. Any additional questions?
Okay. I don't think so, no.
Okay, you're probably gonna have like once you go through the content that I'm gonna share with you.
Yeah.
Okay, my friend. Thank you for coming in here today and for making the time.
Thank you for... No problem.
Okay.
Thank you for the coaching. Yeah.
No problem, man. Like, from now on, I'll be doing these live VOD reviews like this. Like, players are gonna be actually present here, and if they actually have some questions, like, they can ask them, which is far better than, you know, you just listening to me. Even though our friend, like, Ezric was not that active today, but okay, you know, like, it's good to hear your opinion, you know, like, I was really wondering, like, why did you place 2 smokes here?
Yeah, some strange
you know,
things.
yeah, like some strange things always happen in every VOD review. Other than that, thank you for watching. Leave a like, leave a subscribe, comment on the second YouTube channel, all that good stuff. Join my Discord server for coaching. Get the, you know, you can also get the playbook, which is plenty enough for you to reach, you know, Ascendant, Immortal, whatever. And see ya in the next one. Bye bye, roller closer. Much love.